map. If I'm just following you correctly, Red, I was looking at the wrong map for just a short while.
Yeah,
Sea of
we're
Azov.
on Bravo, I think, in the Sea of Azov.
Okay.
That was another thing I asked about is, Epic Table, it always puts you in the upper corner. Can it figure out what fog has been revealed and maybe put you someplace that's, not fogged over? But I think the most of the game and most of the gameplay, I was watching some gameplay the other day, a group that just started up again, and it 5th edition, it's the typical thing that we see in D&D. It takes you about an hour to fight any battle. And
you got to go through the initiative rank.
And which is fine, I guess some enjoyment in that, but they did not move their plot very far with a couple of with only 2 encounters with and 2 maps that they had with their miniatures. All right, so here we go. We're at B, and we'll just start with Rusty. Rusty, you can move the boat.
No, even though I'm down in the.
Rusty passes. He doesn't want to move the boat. I'll go on to Conrad. Conrad, you see where the boat is?
It's right above the B in the middle, top middle.
Cannot make the focus. If you find the giant at the very top middle of the map and go south from there, you'll run into the boat.
Oh, there it is. I see it now.
Now the yellow is sandbar.
No, you're good. It just popped up.
The gray is mud, and the light teal is silty water. And Aquata should be generally in that area where I've put her image, but she won't surface unless we figured out why the sea is still refilling.
Sorry, my mic was off.
Yeah, do you follow the situation?
So we're at B, and she's roughly where we see, but she's not going to appear until we solve the problem of why the water's not going down.
Anymore, correct.
Okay. So basically, I could, since I don't know what's going on, I could almost just do something at random just to see what happens.
Well, Mike, why don't you tell what the plan was from last week?
Conrad, if you flip over to the campaign map for a moment, you can see that there's a red circle that Red's kind of scrawled on the map, and that's showing roughly where the Sea of Azov is. So the theory is if you see those rivers that are extending off to the northeast, we think that there's a high probability that there's something happening over there that's pumping water in. Rusty's character is located at roughly that bottom center of the red circle that Red scrawled on the campaign map, because there's a channel that's been dug in between the seas. So Rusty's sitting by himself to stop that. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it, that we're kind of looking for something in the north to northeast that should be dumping water in.
Yeah, Rusty's also there because he doesn't want to encounter any more Omegas taking away his
Magic.
His magical automatically. No roll, no saving grace, just automatic.
Well, when we find the second plot, I might stay behind as well, because it also seems that, you and I are among the higher level characters and have the most magic and arguably might be okay on our own.
Yeah,
so,
well...
You can see where I moved it, Red.
Yeah.
I do.
Which was as close to random as, one could be.
Just roll an 8-sider for a compass point, Conrad. There's your random.
I'm flashing back in Cutlass where Conrad took us all the way to Cairo before he realized he just needed to go 2 steps to the east on the map.
Conrad wanted to be the St. Patrick of Australia or whatever.
Right, but did you not remember? Did you not remember the plan from last week, Mike? Or
did I get the peaches?
You were going counterclockwise, and suddenly now you've gone straight east.
Yeah, when we were going counterclockwise, didn't we tell you that, Conrad?
No, I did not say that just now. Sorry, Conrad.
Go to the rivers in the northeast. I'm going to the rivers in the northeast.
Okay, so the X's are ruins of Atlantis, and by finding the ruins of Atlantis, everyone's going to get a bad card, and restart with Rusty. Rusty gets his bad card for having to be sabotaging the channel. And here comes Rusty's first card. The deck is reshuffled, so all of the majors are back in the deck. If you've already had a major on this table, it probably will not repeat. You got yourself a 3, Rusty. Let me post that for you.
Oh, is the card flipper not working for you, Red?
Well, I'm.
I didn't see the Cardo flipper flip.
That's why I flipped a couple.
But I will relaunch.
Wow. Yeah. Let me see if I relaunch this, if I also get it back.
Is he recorded?
No, I was having it before, but let me cancel out of it.
I see
Restart it.
Red. I see me, Rusty, Mike, Recorder Fred, Greg M is on with us.
Yep.
Do you see my character as well?
And
There it is.
Just through the tower.
All right, let's start with Rusty again. Rusty, your 3 is in the chat. We'll say that we got to reshuffle right after it.
Okay.
Yay!
Slaughter the support crews, laundress, and cooks. Success by anyone gives the catbird seat for each player's next roll. Yet another chance to get the catbird seat for everybody. Regardless, one character at random makes a serious enemy of Lady Eunice. We've already had this card, but that's all right. The Baronal ruler of Divinia. Condition mount Carapace 0, difficulty 9, advantage something. S.
Fred, you have made an enemy of the baronial ruler of Divinia.
Oh,
You can
wow.
mark that down, Lady Eunice.
I'm the one who got that one last week.
And she is continuing her ferocity against other people. Rusty, did you make that roll?
Well, I need to see what the advantage is because it just says
It's
S.
the advantage is crushing blow.
Oh, crushing blow? Okay. And does the boat have that? I'm not with the boat, but
G, yeah, you're not with the boat, so it would have to be something that the boat has loaned out, and G is not.
Well,
we do not,
I have,
not only do we not have it, the boat is not loaned it out. So
well, I have. Is it what is crushing blooms?
it's a G.
Which
It's
letter?
so
G?
you have pyrotechnic.
Okay, I have celestial.
Celestial. Okay, well you can roll 3 dice then, a 9 to give us all the catbird seat in our next roll.
Let's see. Oops.
We do not have treachery expunged on the boat.
Do you have a Mount Carapace, Rusty? I should have asked you that first because of the condition. You have an O. Do you still have your magic O to cover?
I have animate objects. Yes.
Okay, terrific.
Okay.
Give me a 9 on 3 dice, please.
Everybody's got catbird seat.
Okay, catbird seat is really nice. Now, our action is that because we're in Atlantis, we all have to take a card for disembark, but we do it as a group, and this is has a condition base. So I'm flipping a knight off the boat knight. I will post it, and we'll let Conrad moving the boat read it for the group. There it is, sir.
On my way to Cairo, I fire off a signal flare and ready for danger. If no one is successful, each player on the longboat takes an action on the Q&D. Very bad things. Conditions: skill bowman, difficulty 9, advantage mount agile, which is C as in Charlie.
So the first
looking
thing we
for
ask is,
bowman.
who's a bowman? Conrad, are you a bowman?
Bard the Bowman. Yes, I am Bard the Bowman. I'm energetic,
Terrific.
which is
So
what Bowman is.
do you have the mount agile?
Mount is... I do have Mount Agile.
Give me,
So-
well, you could 2 dice for a 9 to lock it. Actually, it's an 8 with the quest pip. To lock it is glorious, or you can roll 3 dice and try to make that 9 to try to keep us off of very bad things.
You also have catbird seat.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true. Man, it's
So
a good
it's a
time to
6.
lock it then.
So yeah, I'll roll to lock it. I need a 6.
2 dice for a 5 with the quest pip.
There she blows.
Okay, Mount Agile is locked. We no longer have to worry about the very bad things, but anyone with Bowman has a possibility of picking up Mount Agile. Laura, do you have Mount Bowman? Do you have skill Bowman?
Thank you, Tony.
Not on this.
Oh yeah, maybe black means you have it.
Yes, I do.
You do? Give me 2 dice for a 5 to pick it up.
Or lock it.
And Mike, are you?
I do not have bowman. I'm not energetic.
Fred, are you Bowman?
Negative.
And my character, I believe, is not a bowman. No, so I don't get the roll either. And we go to the next encounter. Now, every time you hit something, Conrad, I pass the baton. Laura, you have the boat. Where would you like to move?
I showed you. On my way to Cairo.
Yeah,
You're on your way back to G.
And we're close to the G on the map.
It wasn't necessarily the wrong thing to do. It just was it was not something that we really thought.
It got you swaggering.
Got me swaggering.
It's hard to argue with that.
It got
All right,
many
let me,
people captaincy.
Make this a little bigger. And Laura, you've hit the waves.
Squigglies.
Now the
The
squiggly
same.
lines are under my bad places. The action prompts for everyone on the Q&Ds, but let's start with Rusty again. He's sabotaging the sea lanes, and he's got himself a king. Anyone who's not used their catbird seat should, remember that you have one. And you can read that out, Rusty.
Utilize the channel's position, knowing that this effort creates the freshest source of inlet and thus attracts fish and those who primarily feed on them. Success by anyone for the tactics pip, lasting until Aquata is met. This climax set. Condition, trait, methodical, difficulty, 9. And swagger, concentration. Okay, so I do have trait methodical. Swagger, concentration, E. Let's see here. I do not. I have precognition, but I think I'm going to use my swagger. Use my catbird seat and my quest bip. So that would mean I need a 5, right?
5 to pick up swagger, concentration, and also give yourself a +1 tactics pip until the end of the encounters.
Is it just for me or is it for everybody?
It's for that
When it
set of
makes the roll.
encounters. So, for
Okay.
instance, if I said I'm going to join Rusty because it seems like a safer place to be, I would also have the tactics pip.
I made it.
So, Rusty, you have the quest pip and a tactics pip while you're down there. And you picked up swaggering concentration or locked it as glorious, depending upon the result. Now, for the rest of us, there is a group that needs to stay on the boat. There's a group that needs to be off the boat. On the boat is you're mostly convalescing or taking care of the people that are fatigued, wounded, whatever, supplying those that are dragging the boat. If you're off the boat, you're with the party, with the mules to drag the boat. So, Laura, are you on the boat or off the boat?
I don't remember what I said last time, so we'll say I'm helping move the boat off the boat.
Okay. Are off or on?
Off.
Mike, are you off or on?
Off.
You're going to leave the low-level people on the boat. Fred, are you off or on?
I'll be on because I'm the doctor.
Okay, and I guess I will be on as well then, if that's the case. And so we'll take the result for those that are off the boat. Here it comes.
What about Rusty? Rusty's off, so what about me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What about you, Conrad? Are you on the boat?
I'll be off as well.
What about Greg?
The man.
You can be on the boat to be different. I don't know.
Greg Mason is here.
Boat, right? Is there any major disadvantage to being on the boat?
We don't know yet.
On the boat.
The major disadvantage is it seems like the high-level characters are all off the boat.
Yeah, that's problematic. But somebody's got to be on the boat.
Well, they got to get through us to get to you, right?
You could
If
take
you're on
my
boat-
place. That logic is about the worst you could think of, Mike. So when the boat catches fire, you can wave to it from the
Doesn't have to say
guys with the
something bad about
mules.
Skype
Well,
first.
please, spend your time as a level 7 cleaning up the goat poop and the mule excrement. So we're at I flipped a king for Rusty, and so let's get one off the boat. Knave. Who said
Knave's
they were
never
off
good.
the boat? How bad can it be off the boat?
Knave.
And Knave.
Of swords.
It's not Bane, Knave.
Go ahead and read it, Mike.
Fall back to guard. The pace of the vessel is slowed by uneven terrain. If no one is successful, one character at random off the longboat temporarily loses a trait. If situation is mud...
It is not. You're in the sand.
Difficulty is sand. Condition, longboat undamaged. Oh.
Let's take a look and
Yes,
see if
we
the
have
longboat
that.
is undamaged. The longboat is
undamaged.
undamaged.
Advantage, Mount Hefty, H.
So we're going to go around the table, starting with Mike, with the people that are off the boat. So, Mike, give me a roll of a 9, Mount Hefty, to pick up Mount
Eight,
Hefty.
you got the quest pip, right?
And if you haven't used your catbird seat,
Yes.
you can use that too.
Well, the catbird seat kind of kicks in if I fail to roll by 1 or 2, right?
No, that's a command pip.
Oh, okay. So catbird seat. Yeah, okay. I'll take my catbird seat now.
You
because
wouldn't. You don't have a choice. You got to apply
You
it
have
on
to
the first
you have
roll
to
you
apply it on the first time you can roll, I think.
Okay, so I need a 6.
+1 for the quest pip.
I think
Nope.
catbird seat is plus. Oh, catbird seat is +3. Okay, so I need a 5. Ah, yay.
You picked up Mount Hefty then, right?
Yep.
Okay, and also he is successful, so if no one is successful, you would have somebody lose a trait, but Mike was successful. The other people off the boat I got are Laura and Conrad. Laura and Conrad. Laura, go ahead and make a roll of a 9. I'll go
8.
counterclockwise here. It'll be an 8, yes.
8.
And she hasn't used her catbird seat, right?
I thought she just used it on the
Oh, she
last
did?
roll,
Okay,
because she's a
never mind.
bowman.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I do have Hefty locked at Glorious.
Give me 3 dice.
Well, that,
And give
it's
me an
no
8.
benefit to her either, right?
Nope.
Yay!
And Conrad.
Success.
You're rolling
2 dice
for-
looking for the 8. I do not have that particular skill, and I'd love to pick it up.
Yep. 2
And
dice
there's
to
the
pick it
10.
up.
That's a success.
Okay. Last week will be the lose all the swaggering. This week will be the gain all the swaggering as Tony's
I
away.
like.
Of
I
course,
like
he's
this
gonna-
week. This is a good
Tony,
week.
yeah, this could be a good week. Tony also can be the one that will claim credit for killing the
Thank you, Tony.
godling and once again not have been anywhere near killing the godling. We'll go
Thanks,
to the guys on the boat now, Greg, Fred, and myself, flipping a card for us. And we got an Ace of Cups. An Ace is a great card always. Let's see how
Unless
great
it's a
it is
cup.
for us.
Oh, it's a bane. Ugh.
Yeah, there are no banes on these tables. There are already.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
If it doesn't start with boat catches fire, we're fine.
Go ahead and read it out to us, Fred.
Okay. Embark is maintain composures. Everyone aboard senses a supernatural chill. If no one is successful, one character at random on the longboat increases warp outcome tally by a half d8. Do not resolve that outcome condition. Trait bold. Difficulty 11. Advantage longbow. Arcane Sentinel.
We have
still,
Which we have that.
do we still have our Arcane Sentinel? We do, which is nice. So,
So we need a bold person.
yeah,
This is on the boat, Red, not off the boat, correct?
this is on the
Right.
boat, correct?
So
So,
this is
the
the
roll.
this is for the people that are not scooping
Yep.
goat poop.
yes, exactly. Fred, do you have bold trait?
You betcha. Here comes the roll.
And you also get 3 dice for your Arcane Sentinel, and
I'm at the
Fred has prevented us from losing our warped outcome, and then Greg and I do not even need to attempt the rolls because they,
So no benefit.
yeah, because there's nothing to gain from that since we already have Arcane Sentinel.
And
I
why
am
rest
level
the
2,
double
and
one?
I will take Bard's Tale from that encounter. And we move on. I rotate over to Mike. Where would you like to move the boat?
We don't re-trigger these letter events if we go back to them, right?
Like G?
Or B?
No.
Okay. Because really, I just want to go back to that hugging the coastline thing, so I'll just put you down by B so you can see that, and then I'll move a little north or west.
Okay, let me draw. And that's what you see.
Okay. I feel like the thing we're looking for is going to be in that one not uncovered square just slightly north and east of us, and we're going to have to go back to it eventually. I'll keep following that.
Man Morgan.
Coast, shore, waterline, whatever. Hey, Fuzz. Who's that good kid?
Uh-oh. It's a little H. It's
a
not
little-
a capital. Or it's a chair.
It is a little H. I probably did not type that as a uppercase as I should have. Wait a second. I see an H. I have no idea what that is.
Lambda.
That's a little chair. Everybody gets to rest.
Right.
It's a little chair. It's a little chair that I have no idea. I have no clarity on what that little chair is. Continue to move, Mike. That is not the H. The H is over here. I'll just reveal it to sort of prove to myself that's not H. And I do not have a. Wow, that's just odd. All right, well, here we go. I'm going to give you the bare minimum I can give you, Mike, with the little H.
With the little H. Ooh, let's do that. Getting awfully close to Aquata. We can wave to her as we pass by.
Yeah, but she's not there.
She's not
below.
above the water.
We can pee on her as we pass by.
All right, you see a huge wave ahead of you, and as you move into it, you realize that's not good at all. That's her brother.
Oh, the one who's not dead.
Not anymore.
We killed her brother.
No, you did not. You banished. How can you kill an immortal? How can you kill a god?
Uh-oh,
How can you kill a thing that does not have a life?
Tony lost one of his kills.
So the brother has joined the sister now, as we have to defeat two gods. Quitting is
not
always an
good.
option.
Thanks,
Where'd you go,
Mike.
Mike?
That's not good.
Well,
Oh.
you know, I do need magic and monstrosity to level up, so that's going to get me there.
For those of us that are level 4, that sure does sound like magic that we've suddenly seen 2.
Yeah, see the
Gods
god
in one
again?
place.
That would, yeah, absolutely. In fact, thank you, Conrad, because I'm level 2, and whatever you're checking, I'm checking. So magic monstrosity at level 2, and level 3, and level 4.
I'm going to check that.
Yep.
And Mike has decided to thread the needle here.
Good, I needed that one.
You guys can thank Tony later.
I don't suppose for level 7 that would be the second half of my adventure check, seeing a god that we thought was vanquished moving again.
No, not. But I'll give you half again there. We'll play Zeno's Paradox. And there's your coastline, Mike. Where would you like to go from there?
Yeah. Just enjoy going a long way without finding anything red. What?
All right.
Doesn't that count? Finding the god count and let Mike off the hook?
Okay. Point of order, Mike. You've been kicked out of your role as commander.
Nah, that's fine. You know, Tony gets all the credit anyway.
Who's the new commander?
Tony takes all the credit. That would be
Laura, right?
Greg now.
Oh, Greg?
Yeah, Laura's before me.
All right, Greg, I'm going to put you in a position and put your boat back where you can see it, and then you can go ahead and move the boat.
So he didn't actually lose his role. He just lost his seed as the.
Keep moving up the
As the
coast.
designated guider.
It's dark, but I'm just moving along the muddy coast here, the same as we were before.
I won't be
Oh
happy
no,
if I
not
take
one of
well,
them.
Yeah, but you're not on the boat, Rusty. I think you're okay.
I'm okay.
All right, so that's not a good thing. So we'll see what the roles are for that. We got so what you're going to do? That's a magic. The magic nets of Aquata are draining our magic. I only have one wizardry, and it's locked as glorious. So because I do not have anything to risk, I will take a half D8 of warped
outcome. Okay.
And I will not take the event from that, so I'm up to 8 without an event. And I go on to Rusty is not with us. Conrad, how many wizardry do you have?
I believe I have a total of 1.
Is it locked as glorious?
It is not. Animate objects. O as in Oliver.
You're level 4. You need a roll of 2 dice of 5. A +1 for the quest pip is a 4 on 2 dice to keep it.
Okay. Hold on. Just kick the dog. There we go. That's a 5.
Okay, and
Nothing
close
more
enough.
than what I
Close enough.
needed.
Laura, you have still have, I think, 10 or 12, and your role would be tasking. And what level character are you playing again? A 5 or a 6? 7. So it's a roll of a 9 +1 the quest pip, 8. 8 to keep one of your all your wizardry. And Laura's fine. Mike, now you are nearly impossible. Or I should say you would be an impossible roll, but we're going to drop it to nearly impossible because of Glitnir. So you only need an 11 on 2 dice. You want to make roll that again?
Yeah, as long as I keep one for fighting the gods.
2 dice. So that.
2
Greg,
gods.
how many wizardry do you have?
I have 2.
Are either of them both of them locked as glorious?
No, neither.
Okay, you need to roll a 6 on 2 dice to keep your 2.
Alrighty. Dang.
Cross one off.
Yeah.
Fred, how many wizardry swaggering do you have, sir?
Okay, let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 not locked, and 2 locked.
6. With 6, you need to roll a difficult roll. What level is your character, Fred?
3.
3. You're going to need an 11 on 2 dice. That's with the quest pip to keep keep from losing wizardry from the nets. And Fred lost a wizardry, and we're going to come all the way around to me, and I already started it. I was locked as my 1 pyrotechnics is locked as glorious. I cannot lose it, so I went up and warped outcome. And because Greg has hit the nets of Aquata, I go to Fred. Fred, you get next challenge of moving the boat.
Okay.
And, of course, that's a mishap of some sort. And you would think that mishaps would make us... that's adventure for me at level 2. It's probably adventure up to level 4.
Yeah, I already got adventure.
I'm looking for growth.
Yeah, I need crafty deeds, growth, and heroics.
The only growth you could come from this is the fact that it would be related to trying to use less magic and rely more on your own personal prowess. I would not recommend that in this game.
No, okay.
And let's see, that was Fred moving the boat to that little corner.
I think that was Greg moving the boat, wasn't it?
That was I moved the boat to get us hit by the nets of Aquata. Now it's Fred's turn to move it. So if it moved just now, that's Fred.
Terrific.
Craps. Next shooter.
And 7 out. Fred, where do you want to go from there?
Next shooter.
The strategy was to
You're looking for books.
go through the mud and stay in the mud, not go in the water where there's more of the magic of Aquata.
Well, there's going to be
Sadness.
stuff in the mud too, though.
Yeah, but not the different stuff.
Nets of Aquata, I believe, are only in the water, Mike.
Yeah, only
Rusty,
in the water.
Rusty has perceptively figured that out.
Yep.
So don't go in the water if you value your magic.
So I made another move.
Yes, until you hit something that prompts an encounter, please.
5-5, no field 5.
Slightly to the south in the water, or are you going to move on to the mud and drag the boat?
Oh yeah, we're down there we're following the line.
Okay. Q.
Oh, that's bad. Next shooter.
All right, so letters. Letters are this. We essentially look at one of your swagger is imperiled. I'll start with me just as an example. Q's. I have Seized Sword Arm to risk. So if I risk Seized Sword Arm, I only have 1, 2, 3 personal swaggering. That would be a roll of a difficult roll. A difficult roll with 3 swaggering means that I need an 11 on 2 dice, or I lost my sea sword arm. And I rolled my 2 dice for an 11. Oh, I missed it by 1. Too bad, Rusty. Well, have I used
No, you've got, don't you have a quest pip?
It would be actually a 12 minus 1 is an 11. What I'm wondering is, did I actually ever roll? Have I ever used my catbird seat?
I don't know if you've ever used your catbird. I don't think you have.
You did.
No, because you didn't roll on that one.
I didn't roll on the last one. I didn't roll on the previous ones before because other people covered for me. So I have successfully kept my Sea's sword arm. That is desires fulfilled for me at level 2. And I move on to Rusty. Rusty is not in the group, but Rusty gets an encounter. Anytime we get an encounter, Rusty should get something. That's only fair, right?
I'd say it's fair to me.
I guess.
High Priestess, Rusty. Let's see what that says. That usually is going to affect the whole group. But what? And the High Priestess is the Giantess, Quan Lo. Let me grab my fog and put it on.
For her, she likes us, I think.
The Giantess, Kong Lo, repays her debt of gratitude. She will cancel 1 plot of circumvention. If the players have yet to discover any plot, she will cancel one in particular. But she will cancel Rusty's plot because it's the only one that's been that has successfully been discovered. Rusty, you're back on the boat.
I don't want to be back on the boat.
It's a reward, Rusty. It's a good thing.
It's
Anybody who goes into the water.
All right, now here's
forward,
the deal.
Is going to have to eat a lightning bolt.
Now,
let me make that very, very simple.
If you,
water equals lightning bolt for the person.
Lightning nummy.
If you actually find another plot, she can go and cancel that one instead. And Rusty, you can go back to the water.
I would like that, but for now we'll just use the water equals lightning bolt from Rusty.
Okay, so water is lightning bolt. We're going to stay out of the teal color. We're going to go a little bit further inland. I'm going to give us our action though. We got that cue, and I got to go over to Conrad. Conrad, which swaggering cue do you have not locked as glorious?
So it has to be. It has to be Q.
It has to be Q.
Well, so the orderly kept is the boat. I guess is the only one I've got.
Yes, that would be correct. We would go to the orderly kept on the boat. That's how we lost. I think vermin free or no disease at one time.
I have 3 personal swaggering techniques.
No, you would not count we would count the boat's number in this case. So
I see it as 13.
Yes, and so 13 is going to be a roll of. It's going to be very hard. It's going to be nearly impossible. What level are you? 5, 4?
4. So it's
you need a 14
15.
on 2 dice, or we're going to lose
Plus 1 is a 14. 14 on 2 dice it is. Where's Tony when we need him most? Just the 6. And
right, I have no really kept on the boat. I go over to Laura. Laura, you have several cues. Are any of them not locked as glorious?
None of them are locked as glorious.
All right. Well, then you should pick the swaggering that you either do not care for or has the least amount of other swaggering in its category.
Right. Because that changes the roll.
You probably pick a personal one, I think, from last week, I remember.
I think my blade one had the fewest.
All right, how many blades do you have with your meshed?
Oh, that's right. I have the least mount ones. That's what it is. But I don't have the mount for Q. I guess it's personal. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 11. Yeah, I have 11 personal. So I have 11 and 12s and everything.
All right, so an 11 and 12, it's tasking either way. So you are level 7. You're going to need a roll of an 8 to save whichever, your personal or your blade. 2 dice.
Well, how many magics do you have?
12.
Oh.
I'll go for Sea Sword Arm. See if I can lock that as glorious.
Okay.
So I saved it and I locked it as glorious.
And you do. If you risk it with the letters, you'll also lock them as glorious. I go on to Mike. Did I skip you, Conrad? No, Conrad, you made a roll. Mike,
The only Q I have is paralysis. I have 15 magics.
And paralysis is not locked as glorious, correct?
Correct.
Okay, 15 magic is nearly impossible, and it drops to tasking with the quest pip. You need a 6 to retain it.
No, I need an 8. I'm only level 7.
Forgive me, you need an 8.
But I made it.
Okay, and then you lock that as glorious.
Woohoo!
Greg, do you have any Qs? Swaggering.
I have no cues.
All right, you go up by 4, and you're...
I am always going up by 4, man. It never fails.
Fred, do you have any Q swaggering?
No, nope.
No Q swaggering. Fred, your warped outcome has gone up another 2.
So wait, I'm at a 5.
Doesn't
5
matter.
total?
They're not doing results.
Yeah, but the results are being skipped, so you're you're slowly magically aging, but you don't get the benefits of the fun from it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to who was the last to move the boat?
Me.
I'm gonna go over to Rusty. Rusty, you get to move the
New
boat.
shooter.
New
New shooter
shooter
coming up.
definitively gets to move the boat into the mud.
Oh, come on. We all know that Rusty wants to move into the water.
New shooter on the line.
Will he lightning bolt himself?
No, because I didn't go in the aqua.
Did we bring a
I
cooler?
basically-
Did we bring a cooler on the line here?
obeyed the request from the obnoxious magic user.
Okay, so what would you like to do from there, Rusty?
Okay, we'll go right here. No aqua.
It seems like you got a whole lot of territory up north you can get into as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm following the premise that we're looking for a river.
Now, he revealed this H way over here to the.
Yeah, just to show
right.
that H was not the H that I thought it was, Fred. There was no significance
What's
about
the
it.
significance of H?
Well, it would have been.
It would
H
be bad if you.
It's not a little H.
Yeah. I'm not sure where that little H came. Probably I had when I made this map in my graphics arts program, I just had the cursor down, accidentally hit a key, and then never noticed it.
Yeah, that big H is something we never need to go to unless somebody feels like they might want to lose a swaggering technique.
Right, that would definitely be way out. Rusty is still. I'm gonna let you thread the needle there, Rusty, if you would like.
Well, I want to stay in the mud, which is gray, and go basically south. Good. All right. That's interesting. Okay, we're going to continue to go south.
All right,
This is incredible that I've gone almost.
That one I gotta give you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Here comes the lightning bolt.
It's Atlantis things. No.
No, that's just everyone gets to take an action. Since Rusty is no longer guarding the channel, he gets to choose whether he's on the boat or off the boat. Rusty, are you on the boat or off the boat?
I better be on the boat because it was a bunch of low levels last time, right?
Yes.
Well,
Okay,
I'll
so
be on the
does
boat.
anyone wish to switch and be on the boat or off the boat from where they were before?
I'll be off.
Okay, Fred is saying that
Means
on the
get
boat
off.
is definitely dangerous, so I'm gonna toggle you to off. All right, here I go. Let's do off the boat first. Disembarked, and I flip a card. 8 of rods. Couldn't be that bad. The
It's an
condition
even
is
number.
speed and guile are. I think we may have inhuman hosts though on the boat, which means you guys can all attempt this. Let me double check that. Longbow techniques. We do have inhuman watchdogs, so you can all of you who are off the boat can try to attempt this roll if they wish. So let's start with Fred, the guy that changed directions. Range over land never traversed by mortal man. If no one is successful, each player on the longboat takes an action on very bad things. So you're rolling to protect us on the boat. Mount Fleet. Fred, give me a roll of an 8 on 2 dice to pick up Mount Fleet.
Wait.
Unless you already have it.
This mount. What?
It's an R.
Oh, it's R. I don't think I have any R's. Nope. So it's 2d8.
2d8 for an 8 to pick up Mount Fleet.
Oh, nice.
And Fred has picked up Mount Fleet.
He saved the people on the boat.
And he saved the people on the boat. But Conrad, you are off the boat. You may roll an 8 to pick up Mount Fleet.
There she blows.
And Laura, you are off the boat. You may roll an 8 to pick up Mount Fleet. And Mike, you're off the boat. Mount Fleet.
I will roll an 8 to lock it at Glorious.
Okay, he's risking it.
Yep.
What he's made so far.
He succeeded.
And you succeeded. You also would get 2 rolls since this is a Q&A. 3 rolls. No, 2 rolls.
Two,
That's
only
Tony.
2.
Forgive me. Yes. And now off on the boat encounter, I get Rusty and my luck in the same area. That's not going to be the best. A king. A king is a great card usually. Let's see if we can survive this encounter on the boat. Extol the greatness of the cause and command the hospitalized back to labors. If no one is successful, one character at random on the longboat loses swaggering. Skill slave driver. Do we have any slave driver on the boat? I unfortunately am not a slave driver. It's under gifted. Greg, are you a slave driver?
I am not. Let me double check that, but I'm not.
Rusty, are you a slave driver?
Nope.
Okay, if no one is successful, one character at random. There are 3 of us on the boat. On.
Doesn't the boat have slave driver?
Slave driver is a skill. It's not a swagger.
It's a skill.
Your slave driver is off the boat whipping the mules. That's why I'm off the boat.
Well, but as a slave driver, wouldn't you also be organizing the slaves in shifts to go and pull the boat through the mud?
Yes, but I've also got 2 of them carrying me, so
you can do that on the boat, you're saying, or off the boat. I'm going to go ahead and take that for myself, and I'm going to lose the swaggering. So let me see what I can lose here. It should be relatively the same. How about if I take, could lose another personal swaggering. I already protected my seized sword arm. I'll lose that Mount Agile that I picked up last week. Suddenly my mount is more lame than I remember it. Conrad, move the boat, please, for us. East into the water. Test his theory on the lightning bolts.
Not the theory, my action.
I was muted, so let me go ahead and move.
Yeah.
I want to find.
You're looking for books. You can look down at the channel. You see that book that's not bad.
I'm afraid of lightning. We found a river though, right? That's water. Ugh.
No, that's basically just the
boundary.
Demarcation between the 2 colors.
My
So
new guess is that the river
That looks like a nothing.
It is a nothing. You get to go ahead and do more nothing.
My new guess is that we're not going to find a river
Hard
since
6.
we have these plots,
Hard 6.
but that there will be something in the northeast corner that we've gone too far away from.
Northeast? You mean all the way? I thought you already went all the way to Lizardmen, you mean?
Well,
Northeast?
There's this stuff up in the northeast. There are these 2 little squares, and I have this horrible feeling that, like, one of the books we're looking for is going to be in one of them. That we've just gone completely around the thing we're looking for and wandered off the wrong way.
That
could happen.
That would be an assumption that you would say with your hunch is wrong. Anything that you have particularly bypassed, for instance, that one little dark area next to the giant, there's no book there. All right, you've actually found the second book, which means we could probably bring the giantess back to protect that instead. A good call, Conrad. Now, you notice the dwarves are there, and the book represents the fact that the second threat to the draining of the Sea of Azov happens to be below ground in the underworld at the tide clock. The dwarves are constantly attacking the room in which the tidekeeper is in, and he's constantly being pulled away from the controls to defend himself. So we need to put at least one person protecting the tidekeeper so that he can continue to keep the water draining, or you need to move the giantess there and let Rusty go back and guard the channel.
I will volunteer to stay behind on the grounds that Ungmar is supposed to be my magic tutor, much to his annoyance, and Ungmar is the keeper of the title clock. So,
but as the mover of the boat, wouldn't I get the opportunity to choose first, and perhaps select Growth as being the leader?
well,
If
then
you
yeah,
wish.
sure.
If you want to stay with the tide keeper, Conrad, you can stay there. Yeah, more than
I'll
one
do
person
that
can stay there.
And I'll
but,
check that as Growth.
Actually, here's for strategy purposes. I was getting very good cards that were getting us the catbird seat at the book in the south.
Rusty's saying his luck is going to hold.
So Noel,
What Rusty
well,
was saying was he doesn't want to.
we don't know what cards are going to come out of this book, so let's let the Giantess take care of the dwarves. And because I was getting a lot of good catbird seats for everybody, I got 5 of them.
You just wanted to get away from losing.
You just want to get away from the water.
Well, I definitely don't want to go on the water and get another one of those goofy omegas.
So Rusty and I can go
magic.
Rusty and I can go guard the clock, and we'll leave Mike and Laura and Greg and Fred on the ship. How about that?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll stay on the ship.
And I'll check that as Growth leadership.
All right, so you're going to put Rusty and yourself down here at the channel. The Giantess is going to help protect the tide clock, and that moves me over to Laura. Where would you like to move the boat? Now that Rusty's not on the boat, you can go out to sea again if you wish.
Yeah, go, break a leg.
Hey,
know?
Rusty, when we go to our final attack, we've already charted out the clear way to get there, right? So
I know. That's why hopefully we won't get somebody going into the black.
But we already did that initially when we got to her, I believe.
Yeah, we did. So I have no problem being in the final fight. In fact, I plan to be in the final fight.
Everyone is in the final fight.
I just don't want to go find
You don't
more
avoid it.
omegas. Because I don't get to roll. I just lose magic.
Okay, so we're up to Laura. Did she move? Oh, she's moving down there. Okay.
Oh, we skipped the whole section. I could go back to it, or I could keep going.
It's a perfectly fine section to move to.
you found a bomb icon.
Oh, boy.
An IED.
Okay, what does the bomb icon tell me?
I don't know. We haven't gotten any bombs yet.
Really? None?
First
Huh?
one, it looks
Oh,
like.
no. There's one way up in the northeast.
Damage. Dragging the hull through the sand. You have to delay and repair. During those events, everyone gets a Q&D on embark, plus those sent out on their discovered plots. So we got Rusty and Conrad are down there at the channel. The rest of us get an action on the boat. So we start with the channel that you're defending, and here's your flip of sabotaging the sea channel work. And it is a 3. Hey, you've had a 3 a lot, Rusty. And
You've gotten
know
a 3. We look for a catbird seat, I think.
Yeah, and another person is hated by the Baroness of Divinia.
Can you post it? Let's see.
Yeah, go ahead, Rusty. Give us a read.
Okay, so slaughter the support crews, laundress, and cooks. Success by anyone gives the catbird seat for each player's next roll. Regardless, one character at random makes a serious enemy of Lady Eunice. Let's see. Condition Mount Carapace, difficulty 9, advantage, crushing blows G.
I've just checked my growth because I made an enemy of Lady Eunice.
And let's see. So Conrad's also here. I can actually try and roll to see if I get crushing blows, right?
Yes, we would start with you because you're the reader, Rusty. So you need an 8 plus the tactics pip down there is a 7. So a 7. Are you Mount Carapace O?
No.
Does the longboat still have undamaged? It does. So both of you can roll for this because of that. And
I also have Celestial, but so I could roll, right?
As O, correct. Mount Carapace.
O is animate objects.
Let's see. I have animate objects also.
Yep.
Let's start with your crushing
I
blow,
can roll
Rusty.
on this too. I have mastery of shield.
But you're not in the area, Fred.
I
You're
thought
on
it
the
was
boat.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the channel guys that are trying to
So
get us.
I get crushing blows.
Yeah, give me a roll of an 8, right?
I rolled 11.
Okay, so pick up crushing blows, Conrad. On a roll of an 8, you pick up, or a roll of a 7, you pick up crushing blows. G.
Oh, he gets catbird seed if he wants to use. He has to use it.
He has to use it. Yeah. So Conrad, you pick up crushing blows. G. And now back to us on the boat. We all have the catbird seat, which is nice. And I'm going to go ahead and flip a card for us. And our is a queen. We are embarked and a queen. Laura, you may read this out for us since you were the mover and the shaker. Go ahead.
Position the tarps and create a dry space or dry place for convalescing the sea. If no one is successful, one character at random on the longboat temporarily loses trade. Condition: skilled steward. Difficulty 6, advantage, longboat vermin free.
Longboat is vermin free.
Well, but who is a steward?
I am a steward.
You're not on the boat.
Anyone else steward?
Mike's on the boat, isn't he?
Yeah, but anyone else a steward? I'm just trying to get the total tally here.
This is those of us on the boat versus those of us at the channel. So yeah.
It's just, yeah, everyone is on the boat, Laura, for this one encounter of the bomb because we're repairing the broken vessel. If Mike is our only steward, Mike, you're going to have to make this roll, but it's at +1 with the catbird seat. You got yourself a 2 on 2 dice, 3 dice with the vermin free. So you have successfully protected us from losing a trade.
Can I take crafty deeds for getting the catbird seat 6 times? I'm level 7.
Technically, you cannot check crafty deeds from actions on Q&Ds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
How
one
about
of the few
something
restrictions.
else?
What
Desires fulfilled?
Yeah, since you're a party guy, I'll give you that.
Thanks.
And watching Mike save us is not really heroic on my part. I need crafty deeds, which means I need to do something like roll to save my swaggering, or I need heroics. I need some sort of battle to come up. And Laura, you are now. We moved to Mike. Where are you going to move, Mike?
Okay, let's think. One of the books is in the bottom center. One of the books is on the left. I just don't think our referee is going to put all 3 of the books on the same side of the map. So, first I'm going to do that, where I've moved to south of the queue. And we're going to follow this line all the way around. So now I put us over by that G again.
Okay, yeah, you're by the G.
Right. And now I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Where did the boat go? Oh, okay, over there.
You didn't want to do the northwest?
We've got one to the south, we've got one to the west, and I don't think, I'm
All right.
second guessing the ref. I don't think he'd put southwest and west. I think that the third book has got to be on that other side of the map in this.
My guess is the third book sitting in the ocean.
That could be it as well. I mean,
that hunch is wrong, Rusty.
Oh, good. Okay, great.
And Mike, you have revealed a skull and crossbones. Longboat swaggering to mitigate. This is your field of expertise again, as I remember, because the one we're trying to save is the one that you need. Occult scholar and linguist, correct? You have both of those?
I do.
And because we have, how many do we have left on the longboat? It's like 13, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Only 12 now. It's only a tasking roll with you having 2 skills, and we dropped that to difficult. It's a 7 plus 1 for the quest pip is a 6 on 2 dice to keep our arcane sentinel, Mike.
Correct. And my catbird got used because I rolled already, right?
Did you or not?
I did, but though it was the modifier took me down to needing 2 on a. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you already took it, Mike.
But I still need only a 7. You say, right?
It's a 6 because of the quest pip.
I can roll a 6.
Nice.
16. Okay. And I go to Greg. You're still with us, right, Greg? You're still quiet. Go ahead and move the boat, sir.
All right. Let's see here. Mike, we were trying to move into the black. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, again, I could be wrong. My theory is that the third book is somewhere in this black to the east of the map.
Yeah.
It just seems that if the ref makes us this nice big map, he's going to spread out the 3 things we need on all corners of the map to make sure we traverse it.
Well, that also, you know, it's a pretty short campaign if you find all 3 books in one spot, right?
Yep.
That campaign is just a mission. Could be short mission.
It's a pretty long mission. I mean, this is our 3rd week. We don't, you know, most missions don't go that long.
Oh, this is against gods.
That's true.
It was only against one god until Mike found the second one.
Oh, they would have showed up anyway.
It was in
Rusty
the
had-
water, by the way.
Rusty had 20 wizardly techniques. He's a god. I run around with
I
every day.
used to have 20. I now have
He
17.
had 20.
Greg,
Every
move the
day
boat,
I've seen
please.
God.
You got it. Here we go. Gotta sail down that river, man.
It's not a river. It's a
It's like
boundary.
the coastline.
So we're gonna move in the mud up the coastline.
You're going to move up the mud between the drier sand and the muddier water. I understood. Go
We're
ahead.
gonna move where it's easiest to move along that boundary. Yeah.
Where would you like to go from there?
I guess we're doing the same SOS, right?
Works
What
for
you
me.
said.
Different day or same old shit.
You know, right behind that H, where there would be a hazard as we headed that way, there could be a book in that black space behind that H that we can now avoid on the way to check that area out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Yeah, there could be anywhere in the black. There could be a book. I'll give you a major clue in just a second. Where would you like to? Let me get you back into this. Okay, now where would you like to go from there?
Sea too. There could be a small island in the center of the map. We forgot that.
No, it's not. There are no islands in the Sea of Azov that.
Woohoo!
Don't give him ideas, Conrad.
He's already drawn the map.
That's probably close enough to the area that I got to give it to you. Somebody would have wandered into it.
Thanks, Mike.
And Greg, you hit yourself a skull. The skull represents
Thanks,
a longboat swaggering to mitigate. Mike, you've done this so many times. I'm going to probably give you crafty deeds if you make this one. Give me a roll of a 6.
Too bad I already have crafty deeds.
Ah, that's too bad, yeah. Oh.
I could use the other half of adventure.
All right, I'll give you your other half adventure. Does that make you a Stellari or not?
No, I still need magic monstrosity, but if nothing else, I'll get that when we fight the gods.
I
two
think
guys
you probably
now,
will.
Yep.
And we go on to Fred. Fred, where would you like to move the longboat?
I will go right over here.
We're dragging this longboat around in the mud. Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
The mud, the sand.
Checking. Is this something Tony would do?
I don't know if it's something Tony would do, but he did it last week.
So it's something Tony did.
I tried
Just
damn
checking.
God, just see if I can throw it.
Just checking to make sure.
Yeah, it was definitely our Stellari on the boat was ordering us to go. He was trying to take us to the water, though. You see those Omegas down below. He was the one that found most of those for Rusty.
All right, I'm going down here to this black.
Okay.
Yeah, I needed to come up with the
What I hit.
lightning bolt a lot earlier.
A bomb dragging the boat through the sand has damaged the hull. So once again, we take an encounter for Conrad and Rusty down below, and then we take an encounter with all of us on the boat repairing the boat. Here's the encounter for the channel. It is a night. Are you guys finally going to get some of the bad ones in the channel, or are you forever going to be immune down there?
I don't know. I liked what we've been getting.
Yes, you've been getting
And
great
it's Bane,
cards.
too. Even, I mean, it would have been bad, except
No knaves and no 6s so far, but I don't want to jinx you by saying knave and 6 too often, you know.
Rob, the contracted supply companies critical to building effort. Success by anyone gives the catbird seat again for each player's next roll. Regardless, one character at random makes a serious enemy of Lady Gertrude, the Baronal ruler of Tiver. Condition, skill forger, difficulty 9. Let's see, difficulty 9, advantage, swagger, disarming blow.
And I'm the one that must be our spokesperson abroad because I picked up another enemy, this one of the Lady of Tiver. I tried to look that up on the internet, what the Russian pronunciation of TVER is, and I think it's just tuff, but I did not. I think Tiver is probably the better way than I would pronounce it as well. We're going to go to.
These are ours, Red, because this is at our location, or you can get that punishment as well.
Yes, and I can get that punishment. It's at random. Anyone can be contacted psychically. I must be, abusive. But going on with the actual thing, Rusty.
I am forger.
Terrific. Conrad, are you a forger?
Yes, I am.
Great. Okay, so both of you can try to roll a 7 to pick up swaggering, disarming blows. Go ahead.
Let's see. Disarming blows, I already have it as glorious.
All right, so why don't you roll it first, Rusty?
So I'll
is
roll
7.
it first.
And then Conrad will get a catbird to pick up it up.
So you got a catbird.
And so that means you need a 4 to pick it up, Conrad.
Was it an 8? Is that the roll, or because
The
we've got a
roll
quest
was-
pip, right?
The roll is a 9.
And we have +1 tactics pip for anything
That's an
down
8,
here.
So it's a 5, right?
Plus we have a quest pip, so that's a 7. Plus 3 is
4, right?
Is a 4.
No, a 7 minus 3. Yeah, go ahead. 4. 2 dice.
Didn't matter.
Didn't
That's
matter
all right.
at all.
You
Pick up
got it.
swaggering, disarming blows. And we go back to the boat. The boat's card off the boat is a 2.
I don't know what you people were complaining about losing swaggering techniques.
Yeah, you lose them in the omegas. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Automatically.
Thanks for learning that for us.
We get, let's go ahead and let Mike read this one, since he's on our boat.
Wake from an uneasy slumber throttled by smoky hands. If no one is successful, one character at random on the longboat suffers a vicious wound. If situation is mud, it is not. Sand. Difficulty increases by 3. Condition, skill, pugilist. Difficulty, advantage 8. Advantage, longboat camaraderie. We do have longboat camaraderie.
Let's figure out first who's a pugilist. I am not. I am not bold trait pugilist. Any pugilists among our group?
Laura is pugilist.
Oh yeah, I'm a pugilist.
Okay, we have 2, which is nice. You also are +3 to the dice. Laura, we do not have longbow camaraderie. I think we lost it.
We do.
Oh, yeah, we do. All you'll basically do is you'll roll so that nobody gets vicious wound. Give me a roll of a 4 to keep everyone from being viciously wounded, please.
Your dice, do we have the longbow?
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Good precision roll. Got it.
No wasted effort at all.
And Fred, the roll is same for you. It's a 4, but if you don't roll it, you retain your catbird seat. So you probably would not want to roll this, correct?
Oh wow.
Because there's really nothing to gain from it.
It's nothing. You can't gain anything, so save your catbird.
So Fred will retain his catbird seat, and we move off of Greg to Fred. Fred, where would you like to move the boat?
Let's see.
Above the H, if you're going to continue in that
direction. After Fred takes an action and hits or misses something, I'll
back up here. We're gonna go up here.
I will give you a clue. A good clue. Not a bad clue, Rusty. A good clue.
Yeah,
All right,
I never
we hit
questioned
another place
that.
where the longboat is getting crushed and everything else. The clue that I'm going to give you before we take our actions here is the other book is in the mud.
Oh, well.
So any place that's a black place in the mud could potentially be a problem for you. but you do not need to go to the other places. But back to the same thing. Here comes the guys at the channel. They got themselves an ace. I mean, this is just luck beyond all luck with this tarot deck. It's for your channel here.
Tony's not here to throw all the banes at Rusty.
Yeah. Wow. It's you're from the.
Someone's caused some feedback on their mic.
That might be
Might
Conrad.
be Conrad, since he says he lost sound.
Let's see, Rusty. Then, if you have a spy.
Let's see. Skill spy, you mean? What spy?
Yeah, under monastic.
No, I do not. But anyway, disguise yourself among the efforts or obvious mischief and establish descent. Success by anyone gives roller and one other player a random a fury pip for all rolls until Aquata is met with the climax set. Okay, skill spy, which I do not have. Difficulty 9, advantage, trait clever, which I am, but I'm not a spy.
Well, how to find out if Conrad has spy?
Yeah. Do you want to add Mike add Conrad back to the call, and then we can find out. Conrad, are you a spy? Conrad, are you a spy? Somebody has even typed it faster than I. Conrad, do you have spy? We got 3 people typing that, desperately saying we need a spy. No spy. All right, so nobody is going to get the Fury Pip, but there's no other advantage or disadvantage from that action. I go to the people on the boat. The people on the boat get a 9. Wow, that's an ugly card, the 9 of Swords. You can see just from the image of it. But it's probably not an image, a bad card for us. A 9 on Embark. Condition Apothecary. We're going to have at least one Apothecary on the boat, correct?
Yeah, I have it.
And we're going to get our apothecaries to roll. Fred, you got the catbird seat at +3, so why don't you go ahead and read that out for us, and then you can be the first to attempt.
Balance the meals to fuel strong efforts. No one is successful. One character random on the longboat loses swagger. Situation is mud. Difficulty increases by 3. Condition skill apothecary. Difficulty 9. Advantage longboat pure no curse J.
Yeah, we're on the sand, not the mud, so that doesn't.
Do we have the longboat?
Longboat pure no curse. Let me look and see. We do have pure no curse on our longboat.
I get 3d8 then.
And we have yes.
And you also have catbird seat, so you made it easily.
So if no one is successful, one character random on the longboat loses swaggering. You have successfully stopped that from happening. So now we move on. I move on to Rusty.
Pick up prudence, forethought.
Sure. What level? You're 3, right?
3. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Rusty, you can, for being the apothecary, know that you should be balancing the meals for strong effort. Make them eat more of that peat moss that we're cutting from the side of the mud here. Rusty, you get to move the boat. Somewhere in the gray area is the 3rd book, and then we can attack Aquata and her brother. You do not want to find the father, who's also hidden somewhere in there.
Oh, how pleasant.
Figured as soon as the brother showed up.
All right, let's do that.
Really only 2 places, maybe 3, that possibly could have, and let me reveal that.
Oh, it's a bad thing.
No, that is Atlantis, isn't it?
I think that, yeah, those crosses are Atlantis.
Oh, Atlantis, yeah.
Yeah, Atlantis means everyone takes a roll to disembark. I start with the guys in the channel protecting us from harm and get a 2. Did we finally get a roll? Finally get a bad card for the channel? Let's find out. A 2. Here it comes your way. Of course, I'm sure, Rusty, you have geomancy, right?
Let's see.
Did Conrad
Yes,
get back?
I have geomancy. Yes.
Or did we lose Conrad's voice?
Wave your arms, burying a work shift under reform the terrain, establishing an immaculate shift of contours. If no one is successful, one character at random loses a swagger. Okay, wizardry, geomancy. Okay, which I have. Difficulty 9, advantage swagger, ferocity. Let's see, ferocity.
Now it's a 7 for you down there in the area. You also got your catbird seat, which you
I have my catbird seat, so I'll roll for the ferocity.
4 to pick up ferocity.
All right. I've missed 4s before.
Yeah,
got it.
It can happen, but you basically now, if no one is
and I get to move twice, right?
You
at
would,
level 7.
Yes, you could even roll twice if you needed to, but you didn't have to roll that 4. So that is the encounter for the guys in the channel. Let's get the encounter for us in the on the boat, and we're all going to take a disembark of a knave. All the knaves coming our way, huh? And let's see if we can get some action here. Mount Hefty. We've had this before, I believe.
Testing my mic if you guys can hear me.
We
hear you.
Okay.
You're a little bit louder, I think.
You're a little loud.
Yeah, a little bit loud from last time, maybe a different tone, but you're going to get that with the whatever the microphone is. Fall back to guard. The pace of the vessel is slowed by uneven terrain. This is Rusty's geomancy from all the way to the south, probably. If no one is successful, one character at random off the longboat temporarily suffers the loss of a trait. There is no one off the longboat, so this roll does not even need to be made by anyone, except we are undamaged, and we can pick up Mount Hefty. So, does anyone wish to try to roll an 8 to pick up Mount Hefty? And some of us may still have the catbird. I think I do.
I have a catbird.
Yeah, I'll take a shot at it.
Okay, let's start with Mike. Mike, did you want to roll for Mount Hefty?
You know what? I already have Hefty, but I could lock it as... Nah, I won't.
Okay, I'm going to go to Greg. Greg, did you want to roll for Mount Hefty?
Right?
I think you're rolling a 5 on 2 dice, Greg. Let's see it.
There you go. No
And Fred, on a roll of... now, you already used your catbird, so it would be a roll of an 8 to pick up Hefty. Unless you already have it, it would be an 8 to lock it as glorious.
Hey, I got it.
Okay. And over to me on a roll of an 8 plus 3 is a roll of a 5. I pick up Mount Hefty. I did pick up Mount Hefty. That's nice. Always nice to pick up another swaggering. And we go to Rusty is off the boat. Conrad's off the boat. Laura, you're our last one. Did you want to try to lock your Mount Hefty as glorious?
No, I'm good.
Okay. It's only a roll of a 5 on 2 dice because of the cat.
And you get a catbird seat.
Actually, no, I think I used my catbird seat because I had to roll that other one.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's already locked at Glorious.
And it's already locked as glorious. There's no benefit going on. I move over to who was the person who moved the boat last? I believe it was...
That was Rusty.
Rusty, and Rusty hit that object. So it goes on to Conrad. Where would you like to move the boat?
And what was the strategy we were doing here, Mike?
We're
trying to cover
it's
this.
in the
It's in the mud.
It's got to be in the mud. That's our hint. So it's in the gray someplace.
There you go. New shooter. Money on the line. Dealer's got some shoes. Give me some shoes for the dealer.
And
Boys
we
on the
get
line with the
stalled.
shooter. Oh, man. That's bad.
No, it's probably
It's
not
Mike.
bad.
Mike needs to roll
Mike
his...
gets to roll again.
yeah, Mike has to roll his 6 again on 2 dice.
Actually, I still have a catbird, so this would be a 3.
3 to save
getting easier.
Arcane Sentinel. Got to be a record number of times. 8 or 9, I believe.
But you cleared that out, Conrad.
Yeah, you did
so
clear
that's
that
good.
out.
New shooter.
New shooter.
And we go on to Laura. Would you like to move the boat?
It's a peninsula there.
If you want to, if you guys want to continue to go around the clockwise around the Sea of Azov, I'll go ahead and just open them up as we hit encounters, and it would speed us up just a little bit.
I think we probably want to go counterclockwise.
You want to go counterclockwise. You may go counterclockwise.
Because there isn't much left in that, and it is very close to the other book.
Laura, it's your call. Did you wish to go counterclockwise around the Sea of Azov in the mud?
Somewhere in the mud. Use our book.
You're telling your men they got to drag all the way up to the north, though, and they may balk at that.
But you got the slave driver there. He's got whips. Laura's gonna go clockwise. Oh, okay.
Why don't we check the section we're right there for?
Okay.
Does
Nothing wrong with
anybody
that.
have demigod locked?
And we're going to roll again. The guys in the channel, I flip a card for them, a 4. Their luck has got to be running out eventually. Not that I'm cheering for that, but Mount Beautiful. Does anyone have Mount Beautiful?
Let's see.
Or Demigod.
Let's see. I have.
I don't have Mount.
If Fred was traveling in time, he was asking if anyone had Demigod.
I have. I'm pretty sure I have demigod, but
go ahead and read it out for us, Conrad.
Which letter is it?
Rear your horse on yonder hillet and let all marvel at the challenge before them. If no one is successful, every player switches and takes an action on Q and D. Very bad things. Condition Mount Beautiful, that's an A as an apple. Difficulty 9, advantage swaggering feign, which is I as an indigo. I have Wizardly Blade.
Blade is not as good as Mount or Wizardry, so you have to have.
I have Beautiful and Demigod.
Okay, so Rusty is going to use his Beautiful. He's going to roll 3 dice and get us a 7.
Or I could do 2 and see.
Oh,
if
I'm sorry. It's not 3 dice. The Beautiful is just to get the ability to roll.
Really? Yeah.
It's
so
Feigns.
Feigns.
You'd have to roll against.
And I do not have Feigns. I do have Illusions Glorious. Conrad, are you going to be able to roll on this?
No, I do not, because I have Ingenious, but not Beautiful.
Okay, so very bad things. Let's see. If one is successful, every player switches and takes action on. If no one is successful, so I better make sure I.
Well, if you don't make this, I can try because I also have demigod.
You're not there.
You're not there, Mike.
Oh, that's right. It's the channel. Never mind.
Yeah. So you're Rusty. It's a 7. Did you want to use one of your make rolls? You probably have a number of them.
He's got 3 dice.
I have a catbird seed.
Thought you used your catbird seed last time.
We just need level 7. He gets 2 rolls.
Let's see. I get 2 rolls. Let's see. Did I? No, I didn't. Yes, I did. So
yeah, but how many make rolls do you have, Rusty?
Let's see. How many make rolls do I have left? I have. Oops. My character sheet is. I have 4 left.
4 left. The roll is a 7 to pick up feigns. Aye.
Okay.
He's rolling twice.
Go for it.
Correct?
And I get, so the 7 is the...
Tactic and quest pip.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do a make roll.
Okay. You picked up your feigns eye. You protected the party from very bad things, and I go to the result on the boat for the... and the result on the boat is... Did I do this correctly?
4 points.
My character is always supporting of the group. That's one of my growths from previous.
I might have cheated this anyway. Why was I doing this again? It was because of the skull, but the skull is just Mike is up trying to save the boat yet again. Here, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to expand the fog here a little bit and make it so that it actually is something that we would all need to get an encounter for. There it is. And I go back to this, and I'm going to flip a card for who is on the boat and who's off the boat.
I'm still off the boat. Laura, are you still on or off the boat?
Here comes the boat off the boat. A 3 of rods for those that are in disembark.
So, this card then.
Unless y'all need some.
3. Let me post it. And we can let Laura read it. Go ahead, Laura.
Choose lock or seemingly suicidal venture or delaying action. If no one is successful, one character at random left on the longboat suffers a vicious wound. Condition: longboat democracy S. Difficulty 9. Mount.
And we do have democracy, so everyone will attempt this roll. If no one is successful, one character left on the longboat takes a vicious wound. That would be myself or Greg would take a vicious wound from this. Laura, do you have Mount Replenishing J? Okay, so go ahead and roll me an 8 to both save Greg and I and pick up Mount Replenishing J.
Wait, I get 2 rolls.
You do.
Yeah, nice.
And I go over to Mike. You're off the boat. Would you want to roll an 8 to pick up Mount Replenishing J, please?
I would, because I don't have Mount Replenishing J.
And Mike has picked up Mount Replenishing J. Fred, would you like to roll an 8 to pick up Mount Replenishing J?
Oh, I'm in.
Okay. And Fred, you didn't have a catbird seed, right? Because I believe you used it when you did your
Yeah,
apothecary.
I used it last time.
Yeah. Okay, so I move on
But
to
we had the pip, right?
yeah. The quest pip would have made it an actual roll of an 8. So. All right, so Rusty, you are the one that gets to move the boat. Where would you like to move to?
Didn't Laura hit the last red thing?
Mike, you're the one that moves the boat then.
Yeah. All right, so since you've kind of shown us how that area is, I'm going to move the boat up to G just for reference.
Okay.
Then I'm going to move straight across to the left from G. So
Across
nice
the water?
ramp.
You went across the water, didn't you?
I'm not crossing the water. I mean, we'll just assume we're hugging this coastline all the way. I'm just
All right,
so
where
can
would
see
you like to go?
Mark. And let's just go right
He's
there.
dangerously close to the water, though, I see.
Yeah, Rusty's not on the boat. He won't like
Yeah,
me.
no, you could go in the water if you want. I'm not on the boat. It's when Rusty's in the boat that we don't go in the water without lightning bolts.
And
flying.
another encounter,
Rusty's
please.
afraid of the
Let
water?
me see if I can get the channel guys going
Rusty's
first.
afraid of the Omegas
The,
in the water.
I'm gonna have to.
He's afraid of the
I
water.
need to move one of these Omegas with cut and paste over into the mud. No, I would not do that. Two is a wave your arms, burying a work shift. This is your geomancy again, Rusty. So give me a roll of a 7. Advantage ferocity J. Do you have a ferocity J?
Let's see.
I think you picked it up.
I do have ferocity, J. I could lock it as.
On a 7, you can lock it as glorious, or you lose it.
I don't have
two-
Geomancer, so
You got 2 rolls.
Yeah, and it doesn't affect anybody, right?
Doesn't affect anyone. If no one is successful, one character at random loses swaggering.
yikes.
And you can't do it, right, Conrad?
Conrad
I do not
can't
have
do it.
Geomancer.
Did you want to use another make roll and bring yourself to 2?
You get 2. You only get 1 attempt at this roll, right?
You know,
Oh, no,
he's
you get
got,
2 attempts.
he's
No,
got
I get
2
two.
rolls.
I got 2 rolls,
It's a Q&D.
and so I'll roll it.
7. Here's
Oh,
the
geez.
first time. 8, he made it. So go ahead and lock that as glorious, please. And we move on to Greg. Where would you like to move the boat? Somewhere in the mud is the 3rd book, which is the 3rd obstacle.
Roger that. Let me. Crap! I've lost track of our ship. Where is our ship right now?
Look
I
up
think-
and left of the B.
All right. So why don't I do that?
All right, that is the 3rd book.
Woo!
Nice.
What ignobles do I check for that?
For finding the 3rd plot,
Yeah.
you'd have to figure that out for yourself, sir. Which ones do you need?
I need crafty deeds, growth, or heroics.
It ain't either of those.
Seems like
Yeah.
crap to me.
I'm pretty crafty.
Not really. Moving a ship and revealing a piece of the fog, that's nothing crafty about that. You got to actually make a roll to get a crafty roll.
Leadership.
Well, he moved into the mud instead of across the water.
Command,
Not
so
buying it.
growth leadership.
All right, so the third encounter that we need to foil for plots are the fact that there's a deluge of rain descending from the Zaires sky castle above. So who is going to stop that deluge of rain? We can move the Giantess over there to stop her, but then somebody has to help Glitnir down below.
Well, I mean,
If somebody needs to help Glitnir and Ungmar,
You're actually better qualified to talk to the pretentious people that are making it rain, Mike.
Oh, the Zaires? All right.
It is sort of up your alley, isn't it?
For stopping rain?
I am the occult scholar linguist.
Although you do make a strong point because you're not shaken in the underworld.
Correct.
I'm going to temporarily appoint Fred as the party leader. Fred, is the guy that's unshakable in the underworld go in the underworld, or is the guy that's our most polite magic user go and talk to the wizards in the clouds? Which is he going to go do?
We're sending the guy that can't be shaken in the underworld to the underworld.
Okay, Mike, you heard it, right?
Yeah, I did. I'm pretty sure Laura's laughing at the description. Most courteous. Most polite.
Well, you're the one who's going to kill the
She can't be drunk under the table.
All right, so the Giantess will stop the rain by swallowing it as it falls. Mike is going to take one role guarding the underworld. I still got Conrad and
Rusty.
And Rusty, thank you. At the channel, does anyone want to be at the book, or at the tide clock, or in the channel, or stay on the boat? Which would you like to do? We're all going to be there for the battle at the end. This is simply which Q&D are you on? All right, let's start with Mike. No changes. Mike is defending the tide clock. I flip a card for him and get a 3. Are you a pickpocket, Mike?
Am I a pickpocket? Surprisingly, I am not a pickpocket.
Okay, so there's no way that you can help us in this situation, but you do not hurt us in this situation. Mike was unable to purloin from the pouch of a distracted Titan in order to help defend the time clock. I go on to the guys at the channel. The guys at the channel get the Pope card, which is the Hierophant card. Hierophant says that Misha Linus, a faithful priestess, contacts the group. She will offer aid of a half D8 longboat swaggering, but only if the players know which racial group she despises. Anyone?
That's me.
And don't go to the website. Does anyone have it on their character sheets? Misha Linus, faithful priestess. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat so you guys can at least get the spelling corrective. Anything in your background that tells you what racial group she hates? Going once.
As a minstrel, I should know the song, right?
Well, you could know it as a song, but more than likely, Fred, you might not have even been playing with us at the time that this actually happened, since it may have been over a year ago. This is more like a personal thing.
January.
Yeah, I'll listen to you.
Anyone care to hazard a guess?
I would guess Janolans, but that would be a guess. She did want us to fight Minions of the Dark One. Yeah, I'm still going with Janolan.
The group that she actually hates, racial group, are the Greeks.
We've been on that one, Laura.
She hired the players after hearing that their ruthlessness in Novgorod. She dislikes the Greeks. So she goes away just like the previous guy, the Big Mama's boy, that she doesn't feel like you guys have even remember her, so she leaves. It doesn't give us any advantage. I go on to actually the boat itself. Who's left on the boat? 7.
Yeah, I'm on the boat.
Here comes the boat card. 7s tend to be mixed.
Hit me with.
Here you go, Fred. You can read it out.
Is it the recall or the one below that?
Embark 7.
No, okay. Caution all to stay cloaked in the night air and ever standing in the light. If no one is successful, each player on the longboat takes an action on Q and D. Very bad things. Condition skill occult scholar. Difficulty 6. Advantage longbow vigilant E. Do we have that?
Well, what you want to ask first is if anyone's an occult scholar. I am not.
Betcha I am.
Oh, we got a Fred, so Fred is going to have to make the roll. It's only a 6. You get +1 for the quest pip is a 5. Do we have the equivalent of E? We do not. So you're going to have to do this yourself. A roll of 2d8 and give us a 5. Or we all take a very bad thing. Any other?
Laura,
any other?
Laura has a cult scholar.
Laura, do you have a cult scholar?
Yep.
Give me a roll of 5. And Laura, with your roll as well, you pick up longboat vigilant for us. Now I have marked that. Laura protected the group, and now we go on to Aquata, Queen of the Waves.
Now I see why Red wanted us to keep going clockwise around the bottom of the map, right into the Daddy Sea God. But we didn't get there.
Yeah, you couldn't hit him in the mud anyway.
Yeah, he's in the water.
Map with Aquata.
Yes, the map of Aquata showed up just because that's the way I sort of keep track of where you guys are in the on the picture there. If you're on the boat, if you're on, if you're attacking her, if you're being killed by nurslings or whatever, I will move you if your character moves someplace significant. I'm not sure how long ago we did this, but it is. We have 2 gods. Count them. 2 gods we need to defeat.
No problem.
But there's no disadvantage in the dice rolls, though. At least. Q&D Unfortunate Harms is where we start, and then you can wrestle the trident from her hand, and then after you do that, you can take triumphant shots and try to kill her. The bad things are the freezing banes from the freezing water and the nurslings of the sea that could come up and attack. We all start on Unfortunate Harms. I'm going to revert all the way back to Rusty for my first character's action here.
Yay! Oh, sorry.
And Rusty, when you get to a point where you're actually jumping onto the trident, you can pick whether you're jumping onto her or her brother. And we'll move to, let me see if I got a character really quick. Shit.
So I assume we have to defeat both of them by getting to the tridents separately?
Separately, yes.
Okay.
You have to get to the killing blows separately for them.
Okay. And so what happens when the people on the trident succeed and kill one of them? Do they start back at the lowest level? And
that would be only fair, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm asking what the mechanics are. That's all.
Yes, the mechanics would be so that you would probably have to defeat them both, and you would head back essentially into harm's way, Unfortunate Harms. I'm gonna flip your first card on Unfortunate Harms, Rusty. Do we have this in the tool, Conrad?
Yes, we do.
Give us a 7, and it is a Bane.
I love Banes.
Don't believe there are Banes on this table.
I don't. I think they're all Banes, but go ahead, Rusty.
Fortunate Harms, 7. Hazily recall the myth, a strange tale you once laughed upon hearing, yet with revelatory truth hinting at beast's flaw. Fail and shaken. Difficulty 7. Let's see. Advantage skill, occult scholar. I am an occult scholar.
You need a 6 because of the quest pip.
Okay, and on 3 dice. Right?
Yes, to avoid being shaken.
What? Did anything come out? I clicked it.
Did you whisper it to somebody? There it is. And that is exactly a 7, which is all you need. Conrad, here's
You
your
told
card.
me I only needed a 6.
Story.
How about a Wheel of Fortune card, and I shuffle 1,000
like that.
times? And here you go, Conrad. How about a Knave of Coins?
Whoa! Shuffle these
knave.
decks.
Poor Conrad.
Knave. Fortunate farms. Climb the mast up and away from the deck, awash in sea foam and tentacles. Fail and knocked unconscious and caught if the battle does not end and die 8 rounds. You will be pulled below the sea to drown. That's no good.
Ouch.
Suffocating
that's a
often in
terrible
the
one.
delightful embracing of sirens. Difficulty 6. Advantage skill acrobat. And that is under...
Acrobat is a gifted skill.
And I am not gifted, so that would mean I do not have that skill. So I need just the 5 on 2
5
dice.
on 2 dice. You're rolling
And,
once. Did you want to make roll that? Woo!
No, I'm rolling twice because I'm level 5.
Level 5, very good. So he's rolling twice, and he is successful. He's not pulled below into the sea foam. Laura, your card is a... Here it comes. How about a queen?
Might not be horrible. God, you may never leave dry land again, muttering as you huddle on the ice floe.
Oh, that's a card for Rusty.
Yeah, not for me. Fail and shaken, regardless, continue on freezing days. Difficulty 7, advantage repartee, which I have locked this morning. Not 3 dice.
Nice.
I'm on freezing days, but I'm not shaking.
You're not shaken, but you continue on freezing banes. I go on with Mike. Mike, here comes your card. How about a 10?
How about a 10? 10s are good cards. Form a stair of sand or ice and ascend the beast. Success and take actions on Wrestling Triton's Grasp. Difficulty 10. Advantage Wizardry, Geomancy, C. I do have Geomancy. At Glorious, I will roll 3 dice for a 9 twice because I'm level 7. I am on...
You get to pick
Runner.
which trident.
You're on the Trident. I'm going to just represent that by putting you on the arm of Aquata for the moment.
Yeah, go ahead
yeah.
and put me on the...
Which one did you want to be on, Aquata or her brother?
Yeah, put me on Aquata for now.
Okay.
I've already fought the brother. Whatever. He's nothing.
And Greg, here comes your card in harm's way. It's an 8.
Alrighty.
Just the 8.
8 of Cups.
Sorry. 8?
8 of Cups. Unfortunate harms 8. Get the men to form a wall, bash your way forward, knowing some will be sacrificed for the need greater to all. Fail and suffer a half D8 increase in warped outcome. Okay, not so bad. Although my warped outcome seems pretty high here. Do not generate event. Difficulty 10. Advantage. Longboat. Elite goals. Do we have elite goals?
We do not.
So I need a 10.
You need a 9 with the quest pip.
I need a 9 on 2 dice.
9 on 2 dice.
Yeah.
What level are you, Greg?
And you picked up 1 point in warped outcome.
Oh, that's a relief.
He's not level 5.
And Fred, your card is Queen.
Is he supposed to roll for that warped outcome, Red?
I
No.
did it.
No, I mean, is he supposed
No,
to roll?
No,
It
it says I
says-
do not generate.
Do not generate, okay.
Okay. Unfortunate harms, queens, the madness of it all to face the god. You might never leave dry land again, muttering as you huddle on an ice floe. Pale and shaken. Regardless, continue on freezing veins. Difficulty 7. Advantage swagger repartee, which I do not have. So what is this? 6 on
6.
2d8?
6 to pick up repartee, or else you're going to be shaken when you go into the freezing banes. Okay, you picked up repartee, and it comes over to me, and my card is an 8. And it says, get the men to form the wall, bash your way forward, knowing some will be sacrificed for the greater need, fail and suffer half a DA warped outcome. We do not have elite goals. It is a roll of a 9 on 2 dice. I roll it, and I missed it, unfortunately. So we do not pick up elite goals, and my warped outcome tally has gone up a half D8.
You look
2
at
points.
100 yet?
2 points to 10. And we move on to Rusty. Rusty is still in harm's way. Here it comes, Rusty. How about a temperance card?
Temperance is always good.
How about a temperance?
Toggle bounding blade. If you do not have bounding blade, you pick it up. If you do have it, you lose it.
I do not have bounding blade, so I
Bounding blade.
Thanks.
And your actual card is a 7 in harm's way.
Let's see here. Unfortunate harms 7. Hazily recall the myth, a strange tale you once laughed upon hearing. This is, I already got this.
Same as before.
Stop remembering Tony's stories.
Yet with wasn't there something about getting twice in a row the same thing? Okay.
Yeah, there are sometimes like that, but not. This isn't an escape table. You're basically being the old man muttering in the back about the ice flows and about the.
I heard a story once.
I heard a story.
Maybe it was a story.
Sir, if you don't mind, there's 2 gods attacking us now.
I am an occult scholar.
Shut up, son. I'm telling them about Bohannon.
6 on 3 dice. All right, got it.
Okay, so Rusty's still telling a story. This man is fearless. I'm actually cowering below him, thinking, and just by being near him, I'm taking war of outcome.
He's in the boat rolling back and forth while he's talking about the old time when they
How
fought
about
the
a knave
old gods.
For Conrad? That's
hey, no! I got the knave last time. I got the knave. Who shuffled these cards?
You cannot blame me for the shuffle.
Okay. Climb the mast up and away from the deck, awash in sea foam and tentacles. Fail and knocked unconscious and caught. The battle does not end in die round, you will be pulled below the sea to drown, suffocating often in the delightful embrace of the sirens. Difficulty 6, advantage, skill, acrobat, which is a gifted skill I do not have. I'm looking for the 5 on 2 dice.
5 on 2 dice.
And that was a success. I am rolling twice, but I didn't need it.
So Conrad needs to stop yelling at Rusty to stop telling the story.
I'm climbing up you can see, look, I'm the dude on the mast going, hey, tentacles, baby, tentacles.
Laura gets the devil card before she takes her freezing bane, and the devil card is, Laura, you're going to toggle blade hellish. If you don't have this swaggering, you pick it up. If you do have it, you lose it.
Sorry about that, Laura.
She lost it.
Unfortunate. It wasn't locked as glorious, right? You do not lose glorious. And here comes your freezing bane. It's a hanged man. How about we toggle meshed?
The good news is it was inverted.
Yep, I lost that one too.
Okay, we're really hitting Laura hard in this one. Tony would be grumbling by now, so feel free to grumble. Here comes your card, a 6.
Rusty
6.
would be throwing lightning bolts by
freezing bane 6.
Don't get no worse than that.
No.
It's in the chat.
Well, I'm toggling my hellish attack. Dark Souls to ship, mouth moan, vomiting, worry, decay, fail and shaken, regardless between one nurse is difficulty 13. Advantage longboat vermin free.
It is.
You're in freezing banes, is that right, Mike?
Yeah.
I thought she was under unfortunate harms.
No, she went to Bane's last one with her avoid shaken.
Okay.
And she's gonna move to nurslings now.
We are vermin free.
Okay, Laura's with the nurslings, and I go on to Mike. Mike is on the is wrestling the Triton grasp and gets a 5.
5 is always great.
5s are usually pretty good. Let's see. Never ill timing to chant a frantic prayer for strength and perseverance. Fail and take actions on freezing banes. Difficulty 12, advantage longboat religiously inspired. The longboat is not religiously inspired.
It is not.
I have not been doing my job. I need to roll an 11 on 2 dice. I roll twice. There we go.
And so now do we pick up the religiously inspired longboat?
We do not have C on the longboat. You pick it up with that.
Great. Good job, Mike.
You're doing your job again, Mike.
A quick turnaround on that.
And we go back to Greg. Greg is freezing right now. It's shredded freezing. Greg is on the harm's way, and you got yourself a 4.
Alrighty. 4 coins. I don't
Hey,
really
Harms.
Thank
4.
you.
Conrad.
Okay. Reconsider your attempts to defeat this thing as if it were a tightly formed force or advancing siege tower. It's water skin immune to fire. Fail and fall with a vicious. Difficulty 5, advantage, skill man-at-arms. Let me see if I am man-at-arms. I think I am. I got a bunch of combat skills. I am.
Man-at-arm is under energetic.
Under energetic. Oh, yes, I am man-at-arms.
Give me 3 dice for 4 to avoid the vicious wound.
Oh.
Still trying to get the men to do the dirty work. Fred, I believe you're in the freeze.
Yep,
He's
I'm in the
freeze.
freeze.
Here comes a 2 for you in the freeze.
2's always good.
Alright. Freezing Bane's 2. Surprised to find someone pressed in a cup of hot soup to your chapped lips. You will swear later the holder was a Valkyrie. Fail and fall with a vicious wound. Regardless, gain the personality flaw Puritan. If the player has yet to check growth, he does so with the understanding he is now a true pagan believer. I already checked it. So his character must show reverence and be dutiful to greater host of gods. Difficulty 11. Advantage longbow abundant stores. Do we have that?
Abundant stores, I believe
Yes.
we have that. It's
Yes, we
an
do.
M, right? Yes, we do have M.
Do I need
We've
10?
lost
dice
it
for a
and
cup of
gained it
soup.
many times.
3 days for a cup of chowder. Chowder.
And Fred has basically, regardless, gained a personality flaw, but he did not fall the vicious wound. Unfortunately, he is still in the freezing bane with that card. It did not release him. I go on to my guy. My guy's in harm's way, and I got a 6. Never a good card.
Got it.
A 6 says that suffer the full force crush of the monster's fist. Which one? It probably is the freezing guy. Fail and fall with a vicious wound. Armor or smithy. I am an armor or smithy. I need a 4 on 3 dice to avoid the man crushing me. And I've avoided the man crushing me. Rusty, you're still in
Rusty,
harm's
step
way.
it up.
How about a 2?
Let's see. Dispel and disperse the tangle of seaweed the creature uses to envelop the ship's hull. Fail and suffer a half D8 increase of warp outcome tally. Do not generate an event. Difficulty 10. Advantage swagger charismatic style. C. Okay, let's see here. I do not have charismatic style. I do have several above it. But I think I'll probably take the D8 and try and get the 10, which is a 9, right?
Correct.
Just the 9.
Okay. I'm going to roll for the 9.
2 chances.
Got it in
And
the first
you
one.
picked up charismatic style, and you did not fall and take the half D8 steps. Conrad,
I'm in harm's way.
how about a queen?
Queen is always good.
Queen is okay.
The madness of it all, to face a god. You might never leave dry land again, muttering as you huddle on the ice on an ice floe. Fail and you are shaken. Regardless, however, continue on the freezing bane. So that's wonderful. Difficulty
That's not the right
7,
one.
just the 6. Advantage swaggering repartee P. So I'm talking to myself on the ice floe is what I'm hearing. So I
Talking
need
to
the 6.
sharing the story.
Or I am shaken. And I am not shaken. But
Okay,
I made
you're
the
not
roll, so
shaken.
I get partay. Woohoo!
But you are in the freezing, and we
What
go
is this
to
dagger
Laura.
before me?
Laura, you're in the
Handle towards
nurslings.
my hand. Out, black spot.
And you got the death card. We're just going to take away all of Laura's blade ones one by one. How about we toggle Blade Herculean, Laura?
Death card gave me a different one to toggle. I thought I'd be toggling it back. Well, great. I've lost a 3rd blade slaggering.
And how about if we get you a Hierophant to see if we take a 4th one?
Jeez.
But it's
Poor
back.
Laura
But
tonight.
it's back. Hierophant means
What if we
it's
get
back, right?
Toggle Blade Fantastic D?
I know, but do you have D?
You might want to take your magic
The
blade,
lesson here,
throw it
folks, is
overboard, and
lock them
start
when you
fresh with
get
a new
them.
one. And your card in the nursling is a 5. The children, a 5.
Use your mobs and take up the true fight against the godling. Success and continue as water Titans fail and suffer vicious wounds.
Good thing you're fighting the sun, huh?
No, I think we got both here, Mike, so it's going to be worse of the worst. So it's success to move to wrestle the Triton. It's fail and fall with a vicious wound. Swagger Killer Instinct N.
As in Nancy.
Leon's the other one I had to turn off.
Yep.
We do have vermin free on the boat.
That is true. If you want to take the 3 dice in the boat, you may.
I don't have, although I have voltaic, we have vermin free, so I'll go ahead and do 3 dice.
3 dice for a 9. Roll twice. There we go.
I didn't die.
No, yeah, and you got to the Triton.
Laura, did you want to go toward the ice brother, or did you want to go for Aquata?
Now, I'm on the sister. If you wanted to move to the brother, that would have one of each of us at wrestle on each god.
Sure.
Okay, you're going to take on the Ice King.
Told you she was fighting the brother.
We go. You were, Mike. It was a good call. Mike, you're at the Triton. How about if we give you a 2?
How about if we give me a 2? 2 Wrestling Triton's Grip. Tense and hold your breath as the monster's cheeks pucker and blow a blast of Arctic chill. Fail and take actions on freezing banes. Difficulty 12, advantage longbow diplomacy. The longbow does have diplomacy. 3 dice for an 11. Roll twice. There we go.
And Mike was not knocked off because somebody else probably came to his defense. And we go to Greg. Greg, you are in harm's way still, right? How about a force card, Greg?
Uh-oh.
And Greg, you're going to toggle Blade Gladiatorial.
Toggle it. All right.
Ours and Robert.
Do you have R Blade Gladiatorial? If you do not, you pick it up. If you do, you lose it.
I did not, so I'm taking it.
Good. How about Star, where you're going to toggle Blade Scintillating K?
Oh my gosh.
They're all going from Laura to
Greg.
I did not have Blade Scintillating.
You
so
do
I'm-
now. You have a flaming gladiatorial blade in your hand suddenly, and we flip another card and give you a king. A king is a good card.
It's always it's
He's in unfortunate harms, right?
He is correct. Thank you, Mike.
Unfortunate harms. The monster sinks below the waves. All cheer its departure until it surfaces on the opposite side of the keel. Fail and lose 1 swaggering regardless. Gain Fury Pit. Difficulty 7. Advantage. Swagger Battle Cry.
You know, what are we thinking? How many of us could have been activating our Fury already?
I do not have Battle Cry.
Okay, so it's a roll of a 6 to pick it up.
There you go. I picked up Battle Cry, and we gained the Fury Pip.
Right. You gain the Fury Pip.
I gained the Fury Pip, yes.
And we go to Fred. Fred, you are in the ice, in the freezing.
Didn't I get out?
No. Do you actually have to get a result that tells you?
Yeah, you're still there.
And Fred, you might want to check your energetic. Do you have energetic?
You won't need to. I'll take it, and I think I do it for everybody, don't I?
Yeah. What it says?
For level 5 plus, add D4.
How about if we add another 2? We're going to add 1 for the quest pip and 2 more for the Fury Pip that Rusty's going to give us. Fred, you're at 3, and you're also in the ice. How about a 9? A 9
Rusty
of
gives you the
freezing.
command pip, right?
Attain a moment of warmth and convalescence to thaw your fingers behind your crew's form shield walls. Success and continuous wrestle Triton. Difficulty 13. Advantage longbow undamaged. Is it still undamaged?
Longboat pure on. Oh yeah, longboat
Yes.
undamaged. Yes, we're still undamaged.
Yes. So
3 dice. Looking for a 12. Looking for a 10. Just the 10. Unless you have the Fury Pip, then it's the 9.
No, he can't double Fury his own. Rusty's going to give us all the Fury Pits. So the 3 he's got. Go ahead.
If Rusty's doing energetic, he gives us the command pips. What I see.
Yep.
I may be reading that wrong. But
So
did you read that wrong, Rusty, or not?
Well, on mine it says add D plus D4 dice. So I'm an older.
Are you reading from the rules, or are you reading from a character sheet?
Character sheet.
Yeah. We'd have to go to the rules on that to see what.
Okay, so what's energetic give at level 5 plus?
create a command pip anytime in a single anytime.
If you Fury Pip and Fury Pip again, I believe you can share that Fury Pip. At least that was the way it was. It ended up near a 10.
Right.
But
so he
There you go. I just posted it.
I'm going to back up just a bit, Fred. Are you energetic?
No.
No. But you still made your roll when you rolled the 3 dice, but you do not have the Fury Pip. I go on to me, and I will activate my energetic. I would like my Fury Pip.
Triton now, though, right?
Yes, forgive me. That's where I was. Did you want to be on the ice, brother, or did you want to be on Aquata, the octopus?
Let's do some damage.
Got it. Okay, and now it's me. I'm in harm's way, and I got a 3 for somebody to.
Harm's way 3.
Harm way 3. I'm going to read it right here. Discern the beast's attachment to its Triton, a possible source of its vast might. Success and take action on wrestling Triton's grasp. Regardless, lose one longboat swaggering. Where are we in the longboat? We have lost religiously inspired. Mike, I'm just not buying the prayers you issued. You better come up with some new ones. Have a few. Let's get some Gregorian chant-like things going here. Success and take actions. If the ship has none remaining, the battle is lost. We have plenty remaining. Trait clever. I am clever. 3 dice for a low number. Yeah, no, it's
6, 5.
It's a 7.
Fury, right?
7 minus 3 is a 4, so I made it. I am going to go over and help out Laura then.
Okay.
So there's 2 on each one now, right?
2 on each. 2 on the shoulders of each. I go on to Rusty. Rusty is in harm's way. Empress Rusty. You like the Major Taros. At least you're not talking about in the old days when we fought these things. A Blade Eminent, Rusty.
Do I toggle that?
Yep.
Okay, I got almost no blades, and I do not have eminent.
I
toggled it on.
Yes, you pick it up, and here comes your other card. It's a 4 under harm's way.
All right. Let's see. Reconsider your attempt to defeat this thing as if it were a tightly formed force or advancing siege tower. Its water skin immune to fire, fail and fall with a vicious wound. Difficulty 5. Advantage skill at arms, and I am a skilled at arms.
So you've activated your Fury Pip with energetic, correct?
Yeah.
For everybody, yes.
Well, you activated it as a command pip, but you're going to get the Fury Pip for yourself, correct?
Which for energetic does?
I posted it earlier.
Yeah, you get the Fury Pip, Rusty, of +2. You want to take that +2, correct?
Right.
And you can also do the other one as well. But so the command pip is there.
Okay.
For where one needs it, right?
All right.
You're going to need a roll of a 2 on 3 dice, Rusty, in order to keep from being a vicious wound.
Got it.
Okay. Go to Conrad. Conrad,
I'm in freezing banes. I'm also going to fire up my energetic.
How about 3 under freezing banes for you?
3 is a great roll. Clearing the longboat rail of skeletal hands, acquiesce to a tug pulling you prone. There, saved from a swirling fury violently spinning the mast, are the primordial drowned true neutral in this fight. Success and gain a tactical pip. Fail and fall with a vicious wound. If the character has Necromancy H, I do not. Difficulty reduces by 3. Difficulty 11, advantage for longboat, arcane, sentinel, Ephes, and Frank.
We have that. Mike defended it quite well all that time.
Okay, so I'm rolling 3 dice. And I have the quest pip makes it 11 to 10. The fury pip makes it a 8.
8 on 3 dice.
And then the command would put me to 6 if I need it.
If you need it.
And I do not need it.
Energetic for those.
And you did not need it. We go on to Laura.
So we got a tactics pip.
Yes, the tactics pip is another +1. And I move on to Laura. Laura is trying to wrestle the Triton, and she's got herself a 5.
On the brother.
Well, if that's a 12, we'll go ahead and
Speak up just a little bit, Laura.
Never ill-timing his chance of frantic prayer for strength and perseverance. Fail and take actions on freezing pains. Difficulty 12, advantage, longboat, religiously inspired.
Which we don't have.
Fortunately, we just lost it, but the roll for you, I take it you're going to activate your energetic?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And
Now,
I have a couple of C's locked and sorted.
I have a point of order. If Laura is activating her energetic, are you above level 5?
Yes.
Who else activated? Did anybody else this
Rusty
round
did.
before Laura?
Rusty did.
Laura is over. Rusty's over level 5.
Yes.
So command pip times that's a double command pip, which gives everybody a catbird seat.
Okay.
Time
Sweet.
in a single combat.
Your roll got very makeable, Laura. It's a 12, -1 for quest, -1 for tactics, +2 for fury, and 3 more for a catbird seat. Puts you
5.
somewhere around, a
5.
total of 5 on 2 dice. Go ahead and roll it twice.
And if you make it, we get religiously inspired back.
Yes, we get religiously
cursing
inspired back.
For cursing Odin's
Because
eyes.
we'd rather have Laura say the prayers.
I have several C swaggering, so I could also roll 3 dice.
But you want to roll the 5 and get the.
The only
religiously
one that
inspired
would
back.
cover for that is geomancy. Laura, do you have geomancy?
Oh, I thought it
But
No,
you're,
the boat is
you're
set.
gonna roll twice to get the 5, Laura, and give us the C back on the boat.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh. Really?
Oh,
See that?
nice.
And we get C back on the boat. So
We get C back on the boat, which is going to help somebody else down the road, perhaps. Okay, so that was very good, Laura. Unfortunately, you did not fail, so you stay where you are on the arm of the brother. I go to Mike. Mike, you are on the wrestling as well. A 10 for you, sir.
Correct. Hey, 10. I feel like no, I haven't had this yet.
10's got to be good.
Pry open its thumb, the weakest part of any hand, even an inhuman one. Success, and anyone here or directed to wrestling continues instead on triumphant shots. That's going to be only for Aquata, correct?
Correct.
So that's just going to be me, and who else is on Aquata with me? Is that Fred? No.
Yes.
It is Fred. Okay, cool. Success, anyone here or directed to wrestling continues instead on triumphant shots. Weapon is dislodged, sink below. Difficulty 12. Advantage swagger wrestling holds T. I do not have wrestling holds T, but what I do have is first I got a quest pip, so I'm looking for an 11, and then I've got a tactics pip, so I'm looking for a 10. I've got a catbird seat, so I'm looking for an 8,
7.
and then we have a 7, and then we have a command pip, so really I only need a 5.
5.
If you need the command pip. All right, do you have the fury? Are you interject, Mike?
I do not, or I would have activated
Go
it.
ahead and roll me 2 dice. Let's see where it's at.
Right, but I get to roll twice, so I'll just 2-die this and try and pick up the rest.
Bold, you could gain a pip for sacrificing.
A 9 will be enough with the catbird seat. So pick up your wrestling holds, and you've torn off the goddess's thumb. Too bad you cannot wear that as a poncho.
But it does mean that I and
Mike have moved to killing the beast. I moved you to the head. And we go on to Greg. Greg, you're still in harm's way, correct? I'm going to flip a card of 7 for you.
I've got to I believe I'm still in harm's way.
Yep.
Oop. Let me, come on. There we go. 7.
7's always good.
You talking to Rusty?
Occasionally recall the myth, a strange tale you once laughed upon hearing, yet with revelatory truth hinting at the beast's flaw. Fail and shaken. Difficulty 7. I am not an occult scholar.
But we have a lot of pluses.
Are you energetic, Greg?
I am energetic.
Okay, so activate your Fury Pip. You need a 3 on 2 dice to avoid being shaken.
All right. There we go.
Okay, you avoid being shaken as you converse in stories on watching the other people. And we go on to Fred. Fred, you chance for the killing blow here. Triumphant shots. How about a king?
Oh, that's a great card, Fred.
Wait. Yeah, let's go. Triumphant shoots king. Draw advantage from the monster. Being a synthetic titan rather than living beastly spawn. Even ancient eggs made by man can be dispelled. Success, a monster's quelled for victory. Difficulty 8. Advantage wizardry. I'm going to gain a pip with bold by sacrificing repartee.
Okay. You could sacrifice one on the boat if you want.
You might want to do your math here on this, Fred, before you do that, because you've already got the catbird seat, which gets you to 5. You got the quest pip, which gets you to 4. You got the tactics pip, which gets you to 3.
Oh, I have the tactics too. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So don't lose the swagger.
And you have the command pip is still active because it hasn't been consumed.
So we're at like what, 3?
So you need a 3 on 2 dice.
Catbird and the 2 quest and tactics he needs a 3 on 2 dice.
Yep.
Just made it.
Boom! No wasted effort.
Wizardry animate object, pick that up, and Aquata is officially dead or officially been dispelled. We never quite count out the.
She's quelled.
She's quelled, which is good. We're gonna put you guys back on the boat.
So Tony,
good job, Tony. Because Tony's going to take credit.
That's
for
how the
this.
poem is written. I'm writing the poem.
Tony will try to take credit, but
I'm writing the poem for who killed this thing, and Tony was here.
Let's finish the battle though by going to me, and let's see if I can get my wrestling the Titan a 9 on wrestling. On wrestling, a 9 says that to experience an epiphany, you really hope to grapple and win against the divine god. Well, I mean, my uncle has done it twice. Fail and return to actions on unfortunate harm, regardless, lose one swaggering. A skilled duelist. Am I a duelist? I am not a duelist. It is a roll of a 9, but I have a total of 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to make the roll, but I'm going to lose the swaggering. But I am as selfless as they come. And being so selfless, I'm going to take something off the longboat. And I'm going to take that religiously inspired again. Because I'm just not inspired by you guys enough to... All right, we go on to Rusty. Rusty, you're still on harm's way, and you got yourself a knight.
Knigget.
Knigget.
You got that, Mike?
Yeah, I guess it didn't. There we go.
Okay, let's see. Monsters, blah. You've met and slain worse than this self-proclaimed sea
Just
god.
Today.
Success and take action on wrestling trident's grasp. Regardless, all gain a tactical pip. That's a double tactical pip, right?
What does double tactical pip give us again, Mike?
Double enemy losses inflicted by party for rest of combat.
It won't really add anything, but that's all right.
Okay, difficulty 5.
You're killing 2 gods.
Advantage, trait bold. I am trait bold.
I think you automatically make that.
And
Success
I think
in your wrestling.
automatically made it. So I'm at
Let's move
wrestling.
Rusty to Moon up to with the other 2 of us. And I go on to Conrad. Conrad
Just
in
in the freezing banes.
Still in the freezing. Conrad's been there most of the battle in the
I've
water.
rather been enjoying it. It's kind of chilly here.
You almost got dragged down twice too.
Your longboat barrel rolls under a 40-foot wave of saltwater and ice crystals. Fail and everyone is shaken. Regardless, lose the technique undamaged. Oh, darn it. If battling the son of Triton, which we are, difficulty increases by 3. Difficulty 13, advantage longboat seasoned crew L, as in Larry.
We have that.
So it's a 13 plus 3 is a 16, minus 1 for the quest pip is a 15, minus 1 for the tactics pip is a 14, minus 2 for the fury pip was a
recount
12.
and start by adding 3 for Triton. So you start with a 16.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
16. Okay, go ahead.
Minus 1 is a 15. Minus 1 for tactics is a 14. Minus 2 for fury is a 12.
No one has...
No, I've already used the catbird seat last time, I believe.
And you do not get the command pip because it started with Rusty and it was not used by the time Rusty rolled around.
Yes.
So you have a total of 4 is only a 12.
Just the 12.
3 dice. You roll twice.
The good news is that I have a make roll left. In fact, I have 2. So I will use a make roll.
Okay, so he prevents us from being shaken because we got 3 people in position.
We lose the ship undamaged.
I took it off already.
But we
Laura,
gained
here
longboat
comes your card on
seasoned
wrestle.
crew. We didn't already
It's
have
an
it.
emperor. Laura, you love these, right? Emperor, toggle blade golden tea. Surely you must have had one of these open.
Correct. She doesn't lose it if it's glorious.
No, you don't lose it if it's glorious. Here comes the next card. A king on wrestling.
That's good. That should get you to triumphant shots.
By me using that make roll, did I just poison the battle for everybody?
For battle, but not
heroic.
About it.
Okay.
But
heroic.
Wait. I will count the fact that we're killing 2 gods. That the first one we actually won without using a make roll.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Because I would roll that with 3 dice, looking for a 12. I think I could make that one, taking 2 attempts.
Get the monster to release its grip on its treasured prize, the Triton that makes unyielding. Success will continue at triumph. Difficulty 9, advantage disarming blows, which I don't have. So.
But do you have any other Fs?
We certainly can command. The ship has the Sentinel, the Arcade Sentinel, to roll 3 dice. But Laura, let's figure this out. A 9, Quest and Tactics pip gives you a 7. You got the Fury pip, which makes it 5, and you're rolling twice.
All right, let's see if I can pick up the swagger.
Okay, 2 dice, 5. First time. Second time's a charm. Pick up your advantage of disarming blow, and Laura has moved to the head of the beast, right?
Yep.
And I move on to Mike. Mike is at harm's way, and we get a magician card.
The magician card.
What would you like to toggle there? How about mucilage?
I don't have mucilage. I will take mucilage.
Okay, Mike is going to pick up mucilage. I flip a card. How about a 2, Mike, on an unfortunate harm?
Sure. Well, I'm dealing with my blade suddenly developing a post-nasal drip.
Right. That is correct. Yeah. For fear or acid or poison, whatever you want it to make.
Toggle. Dispel and disperse the tangle of seaweed the creature uses to envelop the whole. Fail and suffer a half D8 increase in warped outcome tally. Do not generate event. Difficulty 10, advantage swaggering, charismatic style. So 10 minus 1 for quest pip, minus 1 for a tactics pip. I need an 8. I think that's it, right? I don't have any catbird. I don't have any command. I don't have a fury. Roll twice for an 8. There we go. Pick up some charismatic style.
Okay, and we move on to Greg. Greg, you are still in harm's way, correct? I'm going to flip a card for you. How about a 9?
9 it is. All right.
I'm pretty sure we've seen that 9 before.
Bueller, anyone? It's not in the chat yet.
There it is.
Okay. All right. Shelter on the beak or below deck.
He's hiding.
Right. Fail and lose 1 swaggering. Regardless, continue on Q&D Daughters Children. Difficulty 10. Advantage Better Valor. Do I have Better Valor? Let me take a quick peek. I do not have Better Valor. So I need a 10.
Minus 1 for tactics, minus 1 for quest pip, and fury, I believe. You're energetic, correct?
So 6.
All
6. 2 dice for a 6, and you pick up Better Valor.
All right.
Pick up Better Valor, but unfortunately, regardless, you're going to continue in the water. The mermaids are trying to pull you down. That's why you were below deck. They were coaxing you out. Fred, you're back in harm's way, reset from the game, and we get the world card. Let's see what that does, which one you're going to toggle for that.
Heirloom.
How about heirloom, Fred? Do you have a blade?
That under blade? Okay. Blade. Yeah, it's glorious.
Okay, it's locked and it's fine. How about lovers?
Who shuffled these cards?
Blade Lithe.
That's a lot of major tarot.
Oh, I have that glorious.
Blade Lithe is locked as glorious. And how about 10 of cups on unfortunate harm? I think you're reminiscing again. No. Harm 10.
Formister, sand, or ice, which I could do, is send the beat. Be success and take actions on wrestling, Triton's grass, difficulty 10, advantage, wizardry, geomancy C, which I don't think I have. No, I do have geomancy.
Just, is it a 6, right, to lock it glorious?
It's he does not have the Fury Pip.
Oh, okay, so it's an 8 to lock it glorious, or
it's
3
an
dice.
8 to lock on glorious, or it's an 8 on 3 dice to get up there to try to kill the sea god.
Saving goes 3 dice.
Okay, 3 dice. And
Ooh, we needed them all.
we're going to put you up there. Don't do that to me. And we have 3 people that are wrestling the trident and 1 person who is actually on top of the head. I go to my character. I am wrestling a titan, and I got myself a knave. That's not going to help me.
No, I don't believe that is.
Slash at the sides of the creature only be batted away by the undulating tentacles. More than 1 octopus count doth writhe. Fail and take actions on nurslings. Swagger J, difficulty of 10. I got a total of +4, though, so it's only a 6. Swaggering of J, for ferocity. I can cover with Herculean Blade, but I'll just try to roll the 6.
We also have Pure without curse on the ship.
I know. I'm just going to go ahead and try to roll a 6 and pick something up. And I
you're
did.
Selfless.
No, I'm not actually selfless. I'm a little bit greedy.
Yeah.
I'll pick up Ferocity J because I'm slightly greedy. And we go on to Rusty. Rusty is in harm's way. And you get
I got up to the trident.
Oh, yes, sorry. How about a moon card, though, first, Rusty?
What did I toggle?
Scheming.
Scheming.
Let's see. Which letter is that?
S.
That's S.
Okay, I do not have scheming.
Woohoo!
Wow.
Wow.
And how about a 6, Rusty, in wrestling?
Oh, that's never good. That's unfortunate.
That's all right. Deflect a massive barb spearing at your abdomen. Fail and fall with a vicious wound. Difficulty 10. Advantage. Swagger hilt punch. L.
We do have seasoned crew.
Let's see. I have Conjuration Glorious too. But so what's my role on this?
It's going to be a 6.
I'll roll that.
6 for hilt punch or take the wound.
To take the to get the hilt punch, and so.
And you roll twice because you're level 5 or higher.
And he is rolling twice. That's right. And he got it anyway. And we go to Conrad. Conrad is still
enjoying the icy
10
veins.
in the freezing drink.
It's a good one. It's got to be a good one. Battle your own clouded mind as shivering thoughts flash on mistreatments and mocking enemies. Success and continue as wrestle Triton. Difficulty 13. Advantage longbow pure, no curse. I am seeing that as we have that.
We do have that.
So it's a -4, so it's a 9. Three dice looking for the 9.
3 dice for
Get
9.
up to the
Rolling
wrestling.
twice.
Okay, so 3 dice looking for the 9. First time is it good.
And you're up here with us. And I go on to Laura. Laura for kill shot. Here you go, Laura. How about a hermit card?
Oh yeah, just make her toggle amalgam.
Oh.
How about
Who
blade
shuffled
amalgam?
this? Who shuffled this mess? Woo! I meant to say, what a great shuffle.
How about an 8, Laura, for the win?
Witness normal men with normal metal shatter a blacksmith's year against the skin of the god. Fail and return to actions on unfortunate harm. Regardless, gain command pip. Difficulty 11, advantage blade. All I can read is FA.
Fantastic.
Oh, fantastic.
I actually have that one. Still. So that's
Still.
Is she going to be shaken off of the brow of the beast?
what are my modifiers?
3 dice looking for a 7.
You've got a
She's got
tactics,
tactics,
you've got
quest, and fury.
a quest, and you've got a fury, so 7. Yeah.
Rolling twice.
There you go.
There you go.
And you do not pick up the blade fantastic since you covered for it, but you do not go back to unfortunate harm. I
And
go
she
to
picks up
Mike.
the command pip.
Yes, the command
Unfortunately,
pip.
Mike is in harm.
1 or 2, 3, Mike.
Yeah. Discern the beast's attachment to its triton, a possible source of its vast might. You know, the thing that has already been knocked out of its hand. It must
6
have picked it
times.
up. Success and take actions on wrestling Triton's grasp. Regardless, lose 1 longboat swaggering. Difficulty 7, advantage trait clever. I am trait clever, so I need a 7 minus 4 for my bonuses. I need a 3 on 3 dice. But
It's command pip, so you're going to roll it, right?
I need a 0 on, or a 1 on 3 dice.
Mike, I got you showing up as you're wrestling the beast. Do you think you were in harm's?
Well,
he got reset when they killed the.
Yeah, when we killed Aquata.
No, but somehow I got you on the side here that you actually made the move to go up there. I'm pretty good about
my
that.
Last one, hold on, let me see. My last card was a 2. Was harm's 2, and that's when that was just avoid a.
Oh, that was not me. I went onto the beast.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, you moved the wrong character.
My mistake. Sorry about that, Fred. Let me grab you.
But now I'm on wrestling, and we lose a longboat swagger.
All right, longboat swaggering. We lost our vigilant.
And poor Greg is in the nurslings.
And somebody is in the nurslings. Yes, we're going on to Greg, you're saying. Okay, Greg, here you come with your card in nursling. How about the chariots first?
Chariot.
Blade Paladin.
Toggle Blade Paladin. If you don't have this swagger, gain it. Okay, well, let's go look at Blade Paladin. I don't believe it is. What was the letter again? Nope, there it is. I do not have it, so I gain it.
We got a Children's 6 for you.
Oh, that's ugly.
Greg.
Okay. Entice the throng of devil-spawned sirens away from warm-blooded victims with the glimmer of jewelry. Fail, fall with a vicious. Difficulty 10. Advantage, longboat treasure laid. Do we have longboat treasure laid?
We do not.
All right. So
you didn't even use real gems.
What do you have on that call?
Do you have telekinesis, Greg, as wizardry?
do I have telekinesis as wizardry? I do not. I only have illusions.
Okay, you'll need to roll a 6 on 2 dice so you take a vicious wound.
6 on 2 or take a vicious. Gotcha. There you go.
Okay, Greg avoids the vicious. Fred is trying to wrestle on the beast, and he gets an ace.
Hey, that's a great one.
All right. Both you and the magical Triton are knotted in the beast hair. Should be a simple way to wiggle yourself free as the weapon remains tangled stuck. Success in continuous triumphant shots of character skill Mariner, which I do. Difficulty reduces by 3. Difficulty 9. Advantage trait methodical, which I am not.
But
7.
You got a 9, and you're reducing it by 3 to a 6, and with your -2 from all the advantages, it's a 4 on 2 dice.
Why is he reducing it by 3, Red? I thought he was
right?
Because he's skill mariner.
Well, okay. So he was 9 minus 3 is a 6. Minus quest pip is a 5. Yeah. Just trying to go through the numbers.
Quest pip and tactics pip, and so you are now on triumphant shots. Nice. And I go over to me. Oh, okay.
2 gods today.
And I'm gonna try to wrestle. I got an ace.
Hey, you got the same thing then.
Got the same thing. Am I a mariner? Let me take a look. I might have avoided on this character because I thought it was too cutlass. No. I am very cutlass. I have mariner as well. So I have a 9 minus 3 is a 6, but I have -4 is a 2.
Oh, you know what? That guy trained us.
And move on up. If I can grab my character here, I will move to the top of the head like everyone else.
Like almost everyone else. Rusty's wrestling. I think I'm wrestling.
Rusty is watching.
I'm wrestling.
It's nursling in the water that I think is a problem. I go on to Rusty. Rusty is wrestling. We're going to flip a card. How about an ace for Rusty? Same thing, Rusty.
3 aces in a row.
Are you a mariner?
Yeah, we like this deck.
What is mariner under?
It's under gifted. No, it's under a methodical.
Methodical. I am not a mariner. I am looking for a 9, and I am methodical.
7 on 3 dice.
So 7 on 3 dice. And, okay.
And the command pip's still up, right? Because wasn't Laura that got that?
Someone got a command pip for it.
Yeah, it was Laura that got that.
Okay.
And Rusty is up. I go to Conrad.
Come on,
Conrad is
4 days in a row.
Conrad's wrestling. How about a knight?
Can I get command your minions to swarm the beast. cover it and hold it immobile for as long as strength allows. Success and gain the Fury Pip. That'd be the second one, of course. Difficulty 11, advantage longboat, inhuman watchdogs. R as in Robert.
We have that, so three dice
so
for...
3 dice looking for the 11.
7.
So the 11 would be a 7, right? So 3 dice looking for the 7. To hold him, and everyone continues to maintain the double fury, which means catbird, right? Double fury is catbird.
No,
right?
double fury.
Double fury is kill extra minions, but there are no minions to kill. Laura for the win. How about a 5, Laura?
Hold on, grant. You can also grant somebody else the fury pip, and I am not energetic.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can give. You should probably give it to Fred since he's only got 1 roll.
Or Fred, yeah.
Yep.
That's fine.
But does Fred have a fury pip?
No, Fred is not energetic. He did not have the fury pip.
Well, I can bowl
Greg had it.
another fury pip.
Laura 5.
So we're going to be also killing the second cousin of the godlings in the battle, who's just participating from the sidelines.
Hey, any of those mermaid could aspire to become a god. All it takes is worship. 5 for triumph, Laura.
Never ill-timing the chance of frantic prayer or strength or perseverance. Fail and take actions.
That's wrestle, Mike.
Sorry.
There you go.
You want to give her the chance to win, right?
Yeah, I had that one before.
5.
Crack the shell of the tank. Internal mechanism. Exposing the arcane gears to corrosive salt water. Fail and lose. Difficulty 11. Advantage glycerine.
I thought the other one was better. Oh no, that's him.
This
Little
is
bit
for the
bit.
victory.
Crack open the shell, Laura.
I have 5 things. Wait, I also have command. I get to use command.
You have the power word.
Command.
It's 7. It's 7 and then 2 for the command. Because you've got
If-
Fury, Tactical
if you need
Quest.
No,
And catbird.
Laura was the one that got the
Oh, no.
command, right?
Yeah, so it's gone.
No, I didn't get to use it yet.
That's true. She's the last one who has the
I'm
op.
the last one who gets to use it.
So you need a 5 or something like ridiculously low.
It's a
like
7.
That.
It's a 7 or 5.
5.
7/5. And Power Words S as in Sally.
To pick it up. You picked up power words, Laura, and you did not fail and lose swaggering. I go to Mike. Mike, you are
Still wrestling.
wrestling. How about if we give you a queen?
Queen's always good.
Give me a queen. I was hoping for that 4th ace because it would have been funny. You know, queen got me either before. Time the intervals between them on the monster passes its eerie scepter from one hand to the next. Success and continuous triumphant shots regardless lose 1 swaggering.
You want to take one from the boat, Mike?
Yeah, I'll take one from the boat. How about religiously inspired, which is already gone?
How about the ultimate in irony is that you'll take Arcane Sentinel, the one
Sentinel?
you protected the whole boat, the whole trip.
Well, I saved it for just this moment.
Okay, and Mike, go ahead and I take it you made your roll so that we can move you to the top of the tower there,
I
right?
haven't actually made the roll yet, but what am I looking at?
Oh, wait a second. There is no move. It's just a fail.
No, it would take me
Wait
to triumphant.
Yeah, move to triumphant.
But I need a 9 plus a 6, 7.
You have Fury, right, Mike? Or you don't have Fury?
I don't have Fury.
So you're a 7.
7 on 2. Do I have Swagger Concentration? I
Are
do
you
have Swagger
bold?
Concentration at Glorious.
Are you bold?
I am bold.
You can sacrifice the swagger to gain it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not gonna. I haven't needed. We have enough other.
All right, so Mike has made his roll. He's up there at the top. I go on to Greg. Greg is a fool card. Greg, how about if we look at? How about if we toggle blade biting?
Blade biting. I do not have it, so I guess I'm taking it.
Okay, and your action in the
What's everyone
nurse,
complaining about losing skills?
your action as a nurslings is a 9.
Well, he has nothing to lose. He's gaining them every time.
All right, is a 9. Is 9 in the chat yet?
It's in the chat.
Deduce the fiendish aim, brace, and hold the hatches firm. Keep the rising water from flooding the cargo bay. Fail and lose 1 longboat swaggering. If the ship has none remaining, the battle is lost. Difficulty 11. Advantage, skilled brawler. Am I a brawler?
It's a rugged skill.
It's a rugged skill. I am not a brawler. No.
Give us a roll of a 7, please.
7.
No, he has the Fury Pip. Didn't we give that to him?
Yeah, that would be 2 and then 2 more, 7, right?
Oh, you're correct. Yep.
I got a 6.
You failed.
And
We
we take
lost
away
a long-
battle ready. The guys that are battle ready are now fighting the flooding waters in their own boat. I go on to Fred.
Fred
For the win.
Going
Yeah,
for
Fred
the
is in the
win.
win position.
A lot of triumphs.
King.
Come on, 2 gods in one day. All right.
Got
Fred is
this.
going to kill both gods in the same day. Wow. Well, that is hero. That is.
I'm sorry. Did
Advantage
you,
from
when
the
you said
mon-
Fred, did you mean Tony?
Well, Tony will take credit, but we'll all know that Fred killed them both. Go ahead, Fred. I'm sorry.
Draw advantage from the monster being a synthetic titan rather than a living beastly spawn. Even ancient things made by man can be dispelled. Success in the monster's quelled for victory. Difficulty 8. Advantage wizardry. Animate objects.
It doesn't matter. You're going to use your one and only, if not your last make roll here, right, Fred? Because there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
That end it.
I haven't used any make rolls.
Yeah. Pick up your wizardry, animate objects, and take the win. And Fred killed 2 gods. I think you should check any ignoble for that.
What's
I'm
that
gonna
god's name?
It's Aquata is the main one. The mechanical brother doesn't have a name. Triton actually had, I think, 7 daughters and no sons. So the son was just a mechanical monstrosity that the Greeks created to destroy the king of the sea, Triton.
And that takes me to level 8.
Congratulations, Mike.
Woohoo!
Well deserved.
Well done, Fred.
All right. Wizardry animate objects.
Good job.
And we ran over a little bit.